Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
An anchor has a stroke on live TV.
I'm sorry, something is going on with me this morning.
The warning signs she noticed immediately right before it happened. Are family dinners a thing of the past? A new survey reveals why people are spending less time around the table together. Drama between the Don't Worry Darling cast at the Venice Film Festival. Did Harry Styles really spit on Chris Pine? Plus, Brendan Fraser's emotional standing ovation. And debunking common myths, from using the hair of the dog for hangovers to eating carrots to help with eyesight. Is there any truth to these old wives' tales?
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No. Nope.
Yeah, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. We hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. In fact, we have some new time zones. We've switched different markets. So to any new viewers out there, welcome. I hope that they get to learn like the good, the bad, and the ugly of us.
I don't think we have a choice.
Well, that welcome was kind of...
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. You're like,
flat.
welcome.
Welcome. I'm trying to be natural. Welcome.
It sounded like the House of Horrors that you were entering.
Well, you know, that's right up my brand. That's right up my alley. Okay, so I want to hear about everybody's Labor Day weekends. Let's start with you, Jeff.
It was a long weekend. I had my brother-in-law in town, so wow, it was a long. But
I love your brother-in-law, by the way.
To an extent. But yeah, we had a foam party going on in our neighborhood.
Me?
Yeah, this is at 9:30 in the morning, mind you. Yeah, and I didn't even go. I sent my representative there.
Oh
I sent Peyton there. Yeah.
What are you in Cabo?
Listen, it's every weekend in our neighborhood. It's out of control at this point. I have to lock myself in and not answer the door anymore. Because awesome. It's like one person comes, then two, fire up the grill. 2 a.m.
Yeah.
What?
But yeah, we have fun. There's so many kids in our little neighborhood. It's a wonderful thing. I'm just exhausted from the weekend, but so much fun.
A foam party. Can you beat that, Erica?
I can't, but I'm also the city girl. I'm the Denver girl, and then Jeff, you know.
That's how we do it in the burbs.
Yeah, in the burbs. But my brother and sister-in-law were in town from Washington State, and so my nieces were in town, and their birthdays are super close together, but so is our goddaughters. So we had a little celebration,
Erica.
1, 2, and 4, little Charlotte, Evelyn, and Stella.
Oh my God.
So Charlotte is my husband's former colleague and my really great friend. We introduced them. They got married. Now they have this baby, and we are the godparents.
So Cupid.
Yeah. So this was a culmination of everybody being in town, which we don't get very often.
That is so cool.
And also, are cupcakes bigger than they used to be when we were kids? Do you see how big those cupcakes were?
Yeah.
I think we got
That's the way to go, though. Forget a cake. Eat individual cupcakes.
We did both.
Of course you did.
Like a party at Sam's house is pizza. A party at Erica Cobb's house is like catered excellence.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's because of the no kids thing. You know,
What about you, Al?
I should have gone first because my picture is going to be super depressing.
What'd
compared
you do?
to every once a month I rent a hotel room and I just write for like 2-3 days in a row. I'm getting ready for another stand-up special, so I'm working on that, and I have writing another book about hip-hop and its effect on culture and marketing and influence. So I was just on chapter 1, and I looked, and I was at 158 pages. But that's me, just my sad salad bowl. That was I had just written that. I did that in about, I don't know, 24 hours.
Picture of
What's that?
page 27, 158.
I took a picture because that was supposed to be episode 1 of the podcast, and I was like, this is way too long. So I have to restructure some things, but it was a good weekend.
I want to know how Michael Dean restructured, what is this, when he got the picture this morning.
Well, you know, the
27.
It wasn't your phone party. You know, that's what I said.
No, we were way more productive.
Yeah, I was going to say, how unproductive do you feel after seeing that? I feel super unproductive.
Why? What did you do?
Yeah.
We did a staycation. So we started out by going to the Wings Over the Rockies. I think that's how you say it. Museum. Yep. Lots of cool B-52s and other cool. Al, don't you dare close your eyes. That's so rude.
Sam, I did not.
Sophie, we dressed. We started Halloween.
Nice.
So we started the Halloween festivities. Scare season has officially begun.
Excuse me?
Yes, we did.
What do you mean you started Halloween?
We started the Halloween
It's not
season.
dinner. What do you mean you started
We
it?
begun. We have not officially begun decorating, but we pulled out some of the decorations. We pulled out costumes for the kids. I made masks for the kids.
It's
Black
September.
nails next week. It's all beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween is Sam's holiday. Let her have it. Stop. Why are you trying to?
Because it's September, Erica.
And next month is October.
No one is arguing that. I'm saying this is her chance to really jump on October. I don't know.
I'm not done.
Okay.
So we also did the pool. It was the last day of the pool season. You're not even looking at me. And then finally, my favorite thing is we took it up to the farm. Let's roll it.
No. Oh, the kids seem to love it, being chased.
It's cute.
Everyone's so noisy. Oh my God, I loved it. Those are my misfits. Like, I could hang out with those misfits every single day, but this is the last day of the farm, too.
All right.
So.
Way to mark the end of the summer with the sheep barking at you. I mean, I look back at my childhood, that was me too.
Okay.
Takes me back.
All right. So, speaking of the holiday weekend, a lot of people hit the roads this weekend, including Bravo host Andy Cohen. He shared his son Ben's complete meltdown he had on the ride back to New York City. Take a look.
Ben, you just watched Bob the Builder for 6 hours while I packed the car up. You can't want to watch more. We're going back to the city. You've been wanting to go back to the city. What? Okay, everyone. All right, vacation's over. I know it's been fun, but vacation's over, okay?
I totally get it.
Totally relate. I saw this over the weekend. I follow Andy Cohen. He's amazing. And I saw this. I'm like, totally relate. I should have wrote him something. He wouldn't have cared. But I mean, listen, everyone wants to pretend they're these perfect parents on Instagram and everything's all good and we go to the farm and some airplane museum. It's not always like that.
It's not. Do you know how many meltdowns we have?
Of course, that's totally normal. You get to a breaking point as a parent, right? As a husband, you need a break from everybody. From everybody. I need a break from the whole neighborhood. You know what I mean? I need a break from everybody.
I was sitting by myself having some pho. I love my pho. And there was a four top, and it was two couples, and they had their kids with them. And you could tell they were just trying to connect. I was in Colorado Springs. They were just trying to connect and catch up as adults. And I felt terrible thinking it, but I was like, the kids are ruining their lunch. They were just, mommy, look. And it's like, it's very difficult for a parent. I have 3 kids. To just remember who you were and to remember what it is to have like a one-on-one conversation with somebody for a second and direct your energy. You love your kids. You give 98% of your time to your kids, but when they want that other 2%, it's not, you're not resentful, but you're also like, where is Sam in all this? Where's Jeff? Where's Erica? And you feel like you lose yourself a little bit.
That's why I said on Mother's Day, the one Mother's Day present that I would want, I have 2 kids, is to just be left alone.
Right.
Like, give me some time to myself. I love my kids. We devote all our weekends to our kids, but sometimes I just want to be alone, even if that means in the bathroom on the toilet.
Okay.
Like just sitting there, like with the lid closed.
Right.
Which I do all the time.
You're using it all wrong.
No, I know, but that's like my alone time. But to your point, every time we go on a vacation,
I can't visualize anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to get out of this.
I would say a lot of parents could visualize sitting in the bathroom, just not using the toilet, just sitting there like, I need 30 seconds.
Did you ever watch This Is 40?
Yes.
He goes in there to get quiet time. And when I watched that, I didn't have kids. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, I totally know what that guy's saying.
Yeah, sometimes you turn the shower on if you really need some time.
Yeah. And a vacation is not a vacation, it's just a trip with kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, people are like, how was your vacation? It was a trip.
Yeah.
It was not a vacation.
Good distinction.
Coming up on DBL, is this Brendan Fraser's big comeback? We're talking all about his emotional standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival. Plus, do you eat dinner as a family every night? Why gathering around the table together might not be as common anymore? And the terrifying moment an anchor started having a stroke on live TV, the warning sign she experienced right before it happened. Next.
Closed captioning provided by
Yeah.
Hello.
Sam, I will never. I wish I had heard you say that before because it's so real.
Remind me.
There's a vacation and then there's a trip with your kids.
Yep.
Because we talked about it before in terms of flying with your kids anywhere. Even if it goes great, it's still terrible. It's like
horrible.
even because you're still like, please don't cry. We're 20
You're
minutes away.
agitated the entire time.
Yes, yeah. It's tough.
It's funny because I have a friend, my friend Brett. We were writing over the weekend. He's like, "How are you?" And he doesn't have kids, and I was like, and I kind of vented as a parent. He goes, "How come all my friends that are parents say the same thing, but then they always follow it up with, but it's worth it."
Yeah, because they want you to join.
That's a funny. Yeah, it is like that.
Yeah.
It
It's so
is.
true.
It's a true statement.
But you get to a breaking point, and I even see it in my wife, right? Like the kids,
They glob on
They
her.
they love her. They love me too, but they love my wife. But they're always like on her. You know what I mean? And I could see her I'm like, listen, go upstairs or go to a class or go take a walk. I'll get the kids. So luckily we have two parents in our house that you can do that. You know what I
Isn't
mean?
that such
Being
a
a
fair
single mother,
point?
single father, it's like that's a lot. Hats off. That's a lot of work.
When you
Yeah.
have the kids here.
Right, they're
so,
and my kids are older now.
yeah,
so
but
I have
you
3
know what
kids.
that's like, though.
Yeah, and just
How hard is it?
It's really hard because you want to now that there's a big age gap. I have a freshman in high school, sophomore in high school, and then a second grader. So the second
What
grader.
about 3 years ago?
Right. Yeah, they were. They're always kind of at these different phases, but all points lead through you. So it's like, Dad, will you check my homework?
Yep.
Dad, look what I drew. Dad, can I go here?
Yep.
That is all coming to the same
Dad,
nexus.
I'm hungry. Dad, can I have this?
And like, what are we doing tomorrow? And like, wait, how
Yeah.
am I going to get them to the beach if we only have 3?
Yep.
So there's a lot of pressure with being a parent, and then as soon as they get too old, you feel sad.
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere with the one and only Jerry Springer. Live on the panel as our special guest co-host, September 12th and 13th on DBL. Welcome back. A Tulsa, Oklahoma news anchor had a very scary thing happen to her live on air. She began to show symptoms of a stroke during the Saturday morning newscast. So a warning to our viewers, some of you may find this video disturbing. Take a look.
The Tulsa Air and Space Museum is hosting a launch today at the. I'm sorry, something is going on with me this morning, and I apologize to everybody. Let's just go ahead and send it on over to meteorologist Annie Brown.
Wow, what a pro. The anchor named Julie Chin posted an update saying that she's okay. She says she suffered the beginnings of a stroke, but not a full stroke. She also shared that she had other symptoms, including losing partial vision in one eye and that her hand and arm had gone numb. Okay, first let's react to the video. Erica, we're on live TV. Look how she handled that. How scary, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, to be in one of the most vulnerable positions and have that happen, it is miraculous that she was able to send it over at all. But, gosh, like we say here all the time, like some things have happened. We've been doing this show for over 5 years, and things have happened where we're like, it's not in our control, so just having people that you can trust around you. I mean, I understand that numerous people called 911, so that was a great thing to get in on it early. So
some of the viewers also noticed the signs, and I guess we're trying to alert people within that studio that she was potentially having a stroke. What would you have done?
I actually, one of my aunties, she's now passed on, but my aunt Eleanor, she had a stroke kind of in real time with my aunt that had taken her to the emergency room. They said, you're fine, sent her home, and she just like, that old school instinct was just like, no. And she said they were in the car, she was like thinking about making a U-turn, and then she started kind of, saying things that didn't make sense, and she didn't leave because her instincts. And I think this is 2 things that we can always rely on. One is knowing the signs and being educated, but also like trusting your gut. I always tell my kids, especially my daughter, she's getting older and she's going to be in situations. I say, nobody on this planet has ever said I shouldn't have listened to my gut. That's, if something feels weird, even if it looks like, why am I leaving? Everything's fine. If something feels weird, if somebody's acting weird, if I'm like, Jeff seems off, I don't care if you got an issue. We're gonna go down, and if everything's fine at the hospital, egg on my face. But I like that everybody called, watching and in the studio, and she's here today. So shout out to them.
Yeah, not egg on your face either. I know you're in a vulnerable situation, like you said, but it's not about that. It's about your health at that moment.
And speaking of the signs, earlier we had our Dr. Coley comment on those signs. So let's take a look.
So FAST is the acronym that I want everybody to burn into their brains, because this could be life-saving for yourself or for somebody else. So F stands for facial drooping, facial numbness. So if you see one side of the face kind of sliding downwards, their eye drooping, it could be their chin, it could be the tongue deviating to one side. That's a sign of a stroke. A stands for arm weakness, and this could also be leg weakness, but also numbness, as we heard. S is for speech difficulty. So either trouble making speech or trouble understanding speech. And then T, the most important one, time. Call 911 right away. If it's a false alarm, that's better than missing something that could be a stroke.
Wow.
Yeah, I think one, obviously, this is really great information. We talked about it a little bit more in depth because I was explaining that when I had a severe panic attack, I displayed all of those symptoms. But also, being an African-American woman, we're twice as likely to have a stroke. So, and the number one culprit is high blood pressure. So knowing what your levels and your labs and all of those things are so crucial. And we have a family friend who actually had a stroke this weekend, and it was, and she's a young woman, you know. So just being aware that some of us are more susceptible, that we stay ahead of it.
It could save your life. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hope she's okay, Erica.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Leading up to Labor Day, many pro-union groups and politicians were posting about unions, claiming support for them is at historic highs. They're referring to a recent Gallup poll, which shows 71% of Americans approve of labor unions. It's the highest percentage since 1965. But is that support for unions translating into an increase in actual union membership? Let's verify. Our sources, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Harvard Business School, and Nelson Lichtenstein, a labor historian at UC Santa Barbara. Since 1983, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has tracked what percentage of American workers are in a union. And in 2021, it was 10.3%. That's actually an all-time low. It did slightly increase in 2020, but that was because when COVID hit and layoffs ensued, they disproportionately affected non-union workers, whereas a higher percentage of unionized workers kept their jobs. When the recovery began and non-union workers returned, the percentage went back down. Harvard has data going back even further, which shows a membership peak of more than 30% in the early 60s, but it's been steadily declining ever since. So we can verify, no, an increase in support for unions has not translated into an increase in union membership. Labor historian Nelson Lichtenstein says that's not surprising.
There is no correlation between popular support for unionism and the actual growth of unions.
He says in the mid-20th century, it was generally accepted that the preeminent industries of the time, like automaking, were almost entirely unionized. But over time, membership declined for a variety of reasons. And now in today's biggest industries like tech, there's no cultural expectation of organized labor. That is changing in some sectors, though, where unions have formed at companies like Starbucks and Amazon. But whether that movement will spread further and increase overall union membership for the long haul remains to be seen. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Welcome back. Many families enjoyed eating together over the holiday weekend. Well, a new poll shows that 3 in 5 Americans want this to be the case more often. Most of the people surveyed, here's a survey for you, Jeff.
My fave.
They say that growing up, they ate dinner with their families about 4 times per week. But now the average for most families is only around 3 nights a week, if that. So this got us all thinking, how important is it to have a family dinner? Has it become a thing of the past? What would you say, Jeff?
All right, for our new viewers, I do not like surveys, okay? I'm just putting that out there. This one, actually, I don't mind because it's something that I want to practice more in my household. It has become a thing of the past. I think it's very important to sit down with my family, right, and kind of talk about what we did for the day. It sounds so cliche and like a movie in the 50s, but it's like, it's very important to me that we do things like that instead of like one's on their phone, one's outside, I'm eating, my wife's not around. It's like we need to connect. You know, we're so connected to our phones these days. We need to connect more as people, and that's part of what I want to do with my family.
Yeah, I think it also just brings forth the lost art of conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if we are on our devices, parents are included in this as well, whether we're watching the game or, you know, doing something else. It's something natural. If you're enjoying what you're watching, you don't want to stop even to eat. You know, you love your family. Then, no, I love them. It's fourth quarter. But I think just stopping and being like, how was your day? And when you get a fine, you're like, no, we're not going to do fine. What's going on? How's your teacher? Are you still having that thing with that girl at school? You guys are sitting together now. Like breaking and showing your kids how to discuss things with other adults that they are going to one day want to date, that they are one day going to interview with. This is going to be life. It's not going to be looking at videos on Snapchat. I feel like I'm 1,000.
Me too, but you're right. I agree with everything you said.
You have to learn to speak to people.
I love that.
Yeah, you're modeling behavior.
Absolutely.
And I know for me, I want that so badly. It's really hard right now so Miles is 2.5. He'll barely sit in his high chair for like 20 minutes. So it's tough right now, but my goal eventually is to have more family dinners. Because every time we try and do a family dinner, it'll start off like for 5 minutes really cool, and I'll try and bring up conversations, which is always like pulling teeth with Sophie. So we do petals and thorns. Thorns is a bad thing. Don't make fun of me. Petals is a good thing.
I love this.
But then Miles starts to freak out, and then the whole dinner is over, and it ends up being a disaster every single time. So the concept seems nice. It doesn't execute easily in my household.
Right.
I hope one day we can get there, and I see a smirk on your face.
I did a movie recently, and that was a line in there. I'm like, what the hell does this mean? And they're like, petals and thorns. We have to sit around the dinner table, one petal and one thorn, and it was in the script. And I was like, what is this? And you just said that. I was like, that's hilarious.
I still don't know. What does that mean?
So one,
you say
the
something
good and the bad.
that happened,
Right.
and then something bad that happened, and it's a conversation starter.
And it'll normalize a kid coming to you saying, hey mom, I made a mistake. Because I'll start saying, I had a big thorn today. I said this to dad, and that was wrong. So it normalizes them hopefully coming to you saying, hey mom, I did something bad on the playground.
Oh, I would have never.
Well, we had, as I mentioned, our nieces, my brother and sister-in-law, and they're basically digital nomads, so they work from home. No, seriously, that's the thing.
I like that you described it that way.
Yeah, so they do family dinners. We grew up with family dinners. We had to sit down. There was no distractions, nothing, every night. So my brother and my sister-in-law have implemented that, and now the 4-year-old, we were going to like dig in, and she was like, no, Grace. Aww. So she said Grace. I don't really know what she said. She was like saying it. She was, and this and that, and then at the end, we're all holding hands, and she goes, now breathe in. Because apparently someone said grace and said amen at the end, but she heard breathe in, and now it's breathe in. Now we all do
That was so special.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I can just imagine your dad Roosevelt growing up. No, everybody sit down. At the
yeah,
table.
no, there was no. Yeah,
I couldn't even imagine.
No, nothing. We didn't have cell phones, but there definitely wasn't TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. Coming up on DBL, did Harry Styles really spit on Chris Pine at their movie premiere? We're breaking down all the drama. Plus, Brendan Fraser gets praised for his big comeback role. How he got moved to tears at the premiere.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere on September 12th with the one and only Jerry Springer.
My wife is saying now they should start chanting your address so you know how to get home.
The talk show legend will be joining us live on the panel as our special guest co-host. Don't miss a day with Jerry.
Jerry.
September 12th and 13th on DBL.
The U.S. Department of Education could have its application for student loan forgiveness up and running within the next few weeks. But there are a few steps to take now. Let's connect the dots. You can receive up to $10,000 if you didn't receive a Pell Grant, which is a type of aid available to low-income undergraduate students. And if you did get the grant, you can get up to $20,000. According to officials, borrowers may start to see their balances reduced or eliminated by the end of the year. So what steps can you take now to get ready for the changes? First, make sure you qualify based on income. The relief will be limited to borrowers who make less than $125,000 per year, or married couples earning less than $250,000. Education leaders also say be sure to gather your records. It's not exactly clear what the application for student loan forgiveness will look like, but it's a good idea to have relevant information on hand. Last but not least, stay up to date with the process. You can do so by visiting the Education Department's website. And remember, once the application opens, you'll have until December 31st of next year to fill them out. And that's connecting the dots.
President Biden just announced a plan to cancel up to $20,000 in student debt for some people. When critics attacked the plan, the White House responded on Twitter by pointing out some of those critics had gotten even larger loans forgiven by the government. Those loans weren't student loans, they were Paycheck Protection Program loans. The PPP was created during the early stages of the pandemic to provide business owners with cash so they wouldn't have to lay off workers. According to the Treasury Department, as long as the loans were used to cover payroll, they could be, and often have been, forgiven. Recently, many people have claimed that the average forgiven PPP loan was much larger than the 10 to 20 grand in forgiveness that many students are now receiving. This tweet from Senator Bernie Sanders says the average amount of debt forgiveness to businesses was more than $95,000. So let's verify. Is the average amount forgiven for PPP loans greater than $20,000? Our sources, the Small Business Administration, the Department of Education, and the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee. That committee is a government agency tasked with tracking how pandemic relief funds get used. Out of a total 11.5 million PPP loans, more than 10 million were fully or partially forgiven. And the agency calculated that the average amount forgiven was $72,500. So where did Sanders get the 95,000 figure? Well, that was the average as of last year, when only about 4 million loans had been forgiven. Since then, millions of smaller loans have been processed, bringing the average down, according to the Small Business Administration. But when it comes to student loans, the max most people can get forgiven under Biden's plan is 20 grand. So even with the lower 72 grand figure for PPP loans, we can verify, yes, the average amount forgiven for PPP loans is greater than $20,000. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
No games, your time's come today. Just stopping by. We're taking over. We're made for this. We're taking over. You know what time it is. We're taking over. We're made to win.
DBL is all new every day.
Say what we're made for. We're made for this.
6 seasons. What?
Yes.
That's crazy. Like we were just talking, I don't want to give it away, so maybe we'll save it for later, but just how old our kids are.
Right.
I'm going to sit on this very mysterious thing that's happening.
Something to do with your child and their age changing.
And once a year it happens. I don't know. Stick around.
Okay. Leave me alone. We do have some comments in regard to family dinners. Miss Butterscotch says, we used to do this every Sunday after church. Real Royalty says, love family style dinners, but not always realistic due to schedules. That's something we didn't bring up, a gig economy.
Very true.
It's tough for a lot of families,
true.
and if they wanted to do it, they physically can't. Yeah. So thank you for your feedback as always. If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here is what's ahead. Does sitting too close to the TV really ruin your eyesight? We're talking about some of the most common wives' tales. Are they fact or just folklore? Plus, was there really drama between the Don't Worry Darling cast at the Venice Film Festival? We're breaking down all the awkward moments.
Verify viewers are always on the lookout for the next potential scam, and we love when you ask us about suspicious claims and requests, like Karen did. She received this letter that claims to be from the federal government that asks her to answer questions about her passport. So Karen, let's verify. Is this passport survey from the U.S. Department of State legit? Our sources are the State Department, the Office of Management and Budget, and the U.S. Government Accountability Office. The State Department is responsible for issuing passports to Americans. Every month, the agency mails a letter, like this and the one received by Karen, to 35,000 addresses nationwide, inviting them to take part in a survey about passport demand. The survey asks questions about whether anyone in the home has a passport or will need one in the next few years. The State Department says it then uses this data to know when it needs to hire more people, build more infrastructure, and add resources to issue passports. So, yes, this passport survey from the U.S. Department of State is legit. The department says it may also call people who don't respond to the letter. So how can you spot a potential passport survey scam? The State Department will never ask for personally identifiable information like your name, address, or passport number. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. To some of our new viewers out there, because we've switched up a lot of different markets, welcome. Is that a better welcome? Welcome. You're welcome. What's up?
That was a little Moana. Yeah, I like that. I like that, yeah.
Yes, The Rock. Okay, so the movie Don't Worry, Darling is stirring up some drama behind the scenes. Director Olivia Wilde posed on the red carpet with the cast, including her boyfriend Harry Styles, at the Venice Film Festival this weekend. Now, during a press event, Olivia downplayed the alleged feud between her and her co-star Florence Pugh as, quote, tabloid gossip. But everyone is talking about Harry Styles and whether he spat on co-star Chris Pine. It happened when Harry walked into the theater to sit next to Chris. Some say he spat on him. Here it is again. Slow down, okay? Also, notice Chris's reaction right after the alleged spit. Some people on Twitter noticed this woman capturing the moment with her phone and are calling for her to release her footage. Chris's rep told People magazine that Harry did not spit on Chris, and there's nothing but respect between them. This story has run wild, Jeff, all over Twitter. Everyone thinks he did spit on him. What is your theory?
I've been back and forth like the JFK assassination.
Right.
So I'm still working through it. He definitely spit something on him. Okay, whether it was intentional or was an inside joke is still what I'm breaking down. To me, it looked like an inside joke because you see Chris Pine clapping if you want to replay it, and then he looks down like something hit him, but then he laughs like maybe during the movie they had this little inside joke and they became friends with it. But it seems like Chris Pine is fine with it. I'm not trying to add fuel to the fire, but he definitely did something that made him react to that.
See, I didn't see fine with it because what I saw was the clapping and then the stop. And then that pause that everybody that has something to lose in their life, even if it's just your dignity, because you know if you go with option A, your original option, there's going to be some police paperwork involved in about 40 minutes. So you're like, I don't want to do that. So he stops clapping and he kind of leans back and goes, I cannot believe you just did that. We're going to have a good night. That's what I saw him lean back and kind of just
opposite take.
But Jeff, I started thinking, you've sat next to me a lot, 6 years. Has there ever been an incident where you thought that I spit on you?
That's true, but it might be something weird, like we could look at each other and know what you know what I mean? So it might be something weird like that that doesn't involve spitting, but it's weird. I'm with you on that.
This was an accident, Erica. Like maybe he was chewing sunflower seeds and he wanted to get rid of the shell.
Right before he shut the door on the pickup truck and rolled out? Like
sunflower seeds, Sam?
You say chewing tobacco? Like what if it was just an accident, Erica?
It just didn't come across. Something happened. Yeah. And I don't I'd like to go back to don't pour water on my leg and tell me it's raining, okay? Something
literally happening in this case. Yeah.
Yes. So the idea that if it were an inside joke, why not just be like, hey, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Like when people look at our body language or whatever, they'll be like, oh, well, they're definitely mad at each other. But really, it could be something totally different because we know each other that well. So I think something happened. They should have just said, like, they really, they're friends. Something happened. It was an inside joke between the two of them. Nothing happened at all.
You don't believe the PR spin?
No, I don't. I don't like that.
Right.
Just say something happened.
PR shouldn't come into it. If there was an issue, you and I would just post an Instagram video like, we are cool, this is my girl forever, Erica's my sister, watch DBL every day. You wouldn't.
Yeah, but girl forever.
Yeah. But think about the
That's how it would go down.
Think about the PR spin.
Right.
Look, we're talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Now they're talking about her movie. So was it a stunt?
Oh, didn't even
There he
think
goes with the
about that.
JFK.
Wow.
Yeah,
There wasn't enough drama happening behind the scenes with this.
I don't know if it would have made our top 5.
I mean, there was being served while she was talking about the movie by her ex-husband, and then the whole like conspiracy that there's something going on between her and Florence. Like there was enough going on. And that, plus, can we talk about that yellow dress? Because her red carpet look
We're
was
not going to talk about that collar?
on point. Well, I want to talk positivity.
Okay.
Beautiful. She looks stunning, as she always does. Okay, so we got to talk about Brendan Fraser, speaking of the red carpet. So he returned to the red carpet at the Venice Film Festival for the premiere of his new film, The Whale. So Brendan received, you guys, get this, a 6-minute standing ovation after the film. He was then encouraged by the film's director to move to the aisle to take a bow. Clearly, he was overcome with emotion and tears. Brendan plays a reclusive 600-pound professor in the movie, which is his first major role in 20 years. What do you think about his comeback? And then I'll give you some reasons on why. Erica, you're the comeback queen. I'll give you some reasons why he took a break from Hollywood. But what do you think about his comeback?
Yes, Erica Cobb, certified comeback queen. I think when you're introduced, especially when we're talking about media and Hollywood, like we knew Brendan Fraser is this like heartthrob, and then all of these things happen. He spoke about it, but we didn't see him for a very long time. For him to come back on his own terms or come back at all, especially not being the same person that we were introduced to over 20 years ago, is so huge. I think when you're able to authentically own who you are and where you are, and that comes out in your art, it's very powerful. And I think that's the reason why people, gave him the standing ovation, and there was so much emotion behind it.
Yeah, that clip really got me. I mean, it really did, because you're talking about him leaving as a heartthrob and coming back. In your film, when you come back, it's called The Whale, and it's about you being overweight. The fear that it would do in this internet meme culture to come out. So just for him to even make the decision to do that movie must have just been soul churning. So then you do the movie comes out, you wonder how it's going to be received. And I feel like when he stepped in the aisle, you see him just overcome with human emotion. Like because he promised, I'm sure he was just like, this might go badly. I'm trying to distance myself. But I think in this moment, he realized that this was the second half of his life.
Well, I think he related to this part, sadly, right? There's reasons why he became a recluse. His character's a recluse, but he also was too, right? He didn't show his face in 20 years. I know the facts too, but you could read off a couple of them.
Yeah, it's tragic, really. So in 2018, he told GQ that, number one, the physical demands of a lot of his movies, including The Mummy, was not only physically exhausting, but caused him some injury. But on top of all that, he stated that he was sexually assaulted back in 2003 by the president of the Hollywood Foreign Press. And after that moment, he became very depressed. Around that time, his mom died. And so he had this domino effect of trauma in his life, and then physical trauma from the movies, that he was just done. And he didn't want to have any piece of it anymore, according to him. But what I love about this is that it shows all the people rooting for him, because obviously he's a good person. In fact, The Rock says here, we have a tweet from The Rock. He said, quote, "He supported me coming into his Mummy Returns franchise for my very first ever role, which kicked off my Hollywood career, rooting for all your success, brother." Again, because he's a good person, people want to see him succeed. And I think that speaks volumes. That's all that should matter. Okay, so this is a story that a lot of you guys are talking about. I can't wait to see what you guys think. Julia Roberts and George Clooney admit that kissing on screen in their new movie was a bit of a struggle. So in Ticket to Paradise, the actor plays a divorced couple who band together to stop their daughter from getting married. Now, in real life, the two have become very good friends, for years actually. George told the New York Times his wife Amal wasn't impressed when he said it took 80 takes to film a kiss with Julia. Julia said 79 of those takes were them laughing and 1 of them kissing. How weird would this be to have to share a kiss? What?
Well, like I was just thinking, you two. Like, how would you feel?
That would be weird.
Okay, what about you two?
Yeah.
No, because we were talking earlier, and they got super uncomfortable when I mentioned them too.
Uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable.
Yes.
First of all, I am so bad with it that people will be like, "Yeah, so your hot co-host talking about Jeff or Al," and I'm like, "Who?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, oh I can see that? Yeah, because I don't see it, but I see it, but I don't see it, because that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird.
No, I totally get what you're saying, because we're like family, you know what I mean? So you don't think about making out with your sister, you know what I mean? So it's like thinking that and having to do that for like a movie. A movie's one thing, right? Like if you don't know the person, it's fine, but it's like.
Well, you have experience on movies.
But I don't mind it if I don't know the person, but like I feel like more comfortable kissing you than I would like them. I don't know why.
I'd rather kiss Erica than you two.
I don't know why that is.
But it's so weird. And first of all, I know your husband, so I'm just like thinking, Anthony's gonna kill me. I'm sorry, Anthony, this is my sister. You know, like there would be so many things going on. And I think, you know, Jeff, you've acted and had to kiss people, but at least there's no backstory. When you say we're family and brother and sister, we all moved here not knowing anybody, so we did every restaurants. Hey, where's the best place to go to get a haircut? Like we communed here for years.
Like the same dentist.
Yes,
like
it's very weird. It's very codependent. I'm here for it.
Really quickly, I'm just curious, before you do a kissing scene, is it nerve-wracking?
I'm more worried about my lines. You know what I mean? So like the kiss is secondary, especially if you don't know them too. But it's not even the kiss, it's the weird things around the kiss. So you do your line or whatever and then you're gonna kiss. But if it got like, I'm touching your cheek or your ear, or like your hands hold in like an awkward way, then I'm thinking about like, oh my God, my hand just touched her butt a little bit. Is that okay? You know, it's not even so much the kiss, it's the other actions involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's so honest.
Your recent movie, tell everybody. Your recent one.
The Inheritance, the Great Inheritance?
The Great Inheritance. Everybody.
Yeah, I should know that, but it was like a year ago. The Great Inheritance.
Yeah.
One with the thorn in the rose thing.
Oh, the
greatest inheritance. It's not just great, it's the greatest.
Yes. David, our stage manager, just corrected Jeff.
Yes. Hey, but I do remember my lines with the thorn in the rose.
You did, yeah. The Greatest Inheritance.
Yeah.
Coming up.
But not just the title. I didn't remember the title.
DBL, is the hair of the dog really a good cure for a hangover? We're talking about some of the most common wives' tales next.
Closed captioning provided by
Hey, just stop by. We're taking over. We made all this. We're taking over. You know what time it is. We're taking over.
I haven't thought about it in a while. So they're laughing because I didn't know the name of the movie. But I was pretty close, The Great Inheritance.
Right.
If you Googled it, you'll get there.
Right, it's just like
it's the greatest.
Yeah, I don't remember the
it's a
Kevin Hart
job.
one. Do you remember the Kevin
35
Hart one?
and ticking.
35 and ticking.
Yes,
okay, I had a
Sam
small role in
plays-
35 and ticking.
No, there's no small roles. There's only small actors. You did a great job,
It was
Sam.
a good 3 minutes, and it was with Nicole Marie Parker and Kevin Hart.
Do you,
so
do
just
you
us
remember any
three.
of your lines? Because we're gonna have Jeff do his.
I played a white trash bowling employee, and I don't remember my lines. I just remember it was really physical because like I was cleaning their shoes with that spray, and I like sprayed it on Nicole Marie Parker, and it became very physical. And then we got into an altercation, in scripted, not in real life. But no, it was really fun. But I didn't remember the title, so I apologize. I don't remember the title either.
Okay, Jeff, let's do the thorn petal line or whatever.
Well, I was thinking you were watching earlier in the show. So the thorn in the petal thing, the thorn was so in the script our mother died, right? So we all came together for the inheritance. That's what it's about.
The greatest inheritance.
The greatest inheritance. And so my thorn was our mother died, but our petal, I think it was thorn and rose in the script. Now that I think about it, was hey. I'm here with all of you, but we were like all holding hands. But I put myself in that moment. You know what I mean? So even when you're holding hands like with people, you're just like, it's weird, right? So it's
And you don't know how to come in.
But you're not. Your character's not weird, right? So you
Right.
can't be weird. But really, that's what I think about.
And then you're like, is my hand sweaty?
Exactly,
That's everybody
totally.
at Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh, and like sometimes you see people do that, and you're like, oh, their hand's definitely sweaty.
Yeah.
And then now you have to act normal because you don't want them to feel bad. So you're like, hey.
But see, that's the thing about Thanksgiving, though, too. You got to be real careful about who you tell to say the prayer to. Because that mamma jamma can go on for 10 to 15 minutes, and it's severe. It's severe when everybody gets sweaty.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's so true, Erica.
Yeah, you got to...
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere with the one and only Jerry Springer. Live on the panel as our special guest co-host. September 12th and 13th on DBL. Welcome back to DBL. So did you know 1 in 5 people, so we're going to talk about old wives' tales here. 1 in 5 people believe that urine would help ease the pain of a jellyfish sting.
That's not true?
How many jellyfish are you running into? I had a friend that got stung, but yes, but that was not a thought.
So you never peed?
No, we thought
it was something in pneumonia for real.
Me too. No, it's
That's wrong.
Fake news.
Is it?
Fake news. Yep.
What do? You just let it ride?
You go to the ER.
Huh.
But
how many people got peed on and they didn't need it?
We're going to unpack some other old wives' tales. And guys, I want you to know if you've heard of any of these or if you follow any of these yourself, okay? And please, to the viewers, write in as well. Sitting too close to the TV will ruin your eyesight. Eye doctors say there's no evidence that sitting right in front of the screen harms the sight of adults or children. Kids are more likely to sit closer to a TV or a book, but it's because their eyes can see better up close than adults can.
Interesting.
Oh,
I always tell Sophie to back up from the TV.
But I was saying, don't a lot of people that work in like the graphic arts, they have glasses and take breaks because it is bad for their eyes?
Yeah, they put blue screen
Maybe
on.
it's the length of time that you're in front of the television. Just speculating. I have no idea.
All right, so we've all heard of, and I already got a reaction from Erica when we teased this, we've all heard of hair of the dog when you continue to drink the morning after a heavy night of drinking to cure any hangover symptoms. But experts say that this approach doesn't give the drinker any time to recover, and you'll probably have an even worse hangover when you do stop drinking.
Who's the expert? Because I have plenty of case study to support the fact that hair of the dog absolutely works.
It does not.
It does work. Fight me.
No,
It further dehydrates you.
Yeah, it further, as a former drinker, you cannot do that because that's just gonna you'll drink till like noon and now you're just sleep for the rest of the day with your shoes on. No, then you have to stop. You have to stop at some point. It's called the night before.
No, you just have a michelada in the morning.
All right.
Just one. You don't have to have 10 of them. And then you're fine for the rest of the day. In fact, it helps you that next day.
Yes. People that are drinking in the morning are always responsible with the number of drinks.
Okay, this one is still followed by many. How about the 5-second rule? Eating food off the floor is safe if you do it for 5 seconds or less, they say. But sorry, scientists have busted this claim. A study found that bacteria spreads to food instantaneously once it hits the ground.
Duh.
Oh.
Duh.
Oh.
It was on the ground.
You wouldn't eat a delicious
No.
slice of pizza that fell in your own house?
No.
In your own house.
Does.
Yeah.
No.
I do too.
Yes. In my house, it's fine.
My house is totally fine.
Erica?
No. No, if it's on the ground, it's dirty.
In your
If you
own
do not-
house?
Yes, in your own house. Like, my germs are more special than anywhere
Well,
else.
it's not like you're at Wrigley Field. It's like if you're in your own house, it's all good.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You're the one that said you'd pick up a hot dog at Wrigley Field.
I probably would.
Ew.
Hey.
Okay.
Wow, everyone got disgusted with me.
I'm with it.
Okay, what about this one? I've heard this one a lot. Have you heard that eating carrots helps you see in the dark?
No.
Well, experts say this claim is a huge stretch. Carrots have vitamin A, which can be good for eye health, but that does not mean that they improve eyesight.
Huh.
Who needs to see in the dark anyways? Is it halo?
Yeah, that's not a saying. They help your eyesight,
Yes,
not seeing in the dark.
I agree with you 1,000%. I didn't know it was going to have the dark twist.
But then they just said vitamins help your eyesight.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
I thought it was eyesight. Me, I'm not the person.
No,
that did it.
the people.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, one more quick one. I'm told one more quick one. Here's a myth I know we've all heard of. Going outside with wet hair will make you sick. This isn't true, but yes, you're more likely to catch a cold in cooler weather. But you need to come in contact with a virus or a bad bacteria to actually get ill.
That's not true. Me and Chris fight about this all the time.
I was going to say, I fight with Chris about this all the time.
that's not true.
Yes.
What do you mean it's not
If you go outside with wet hair, you're going to get sick. You're going to catch a cold. You're going to come inside with the sniffles.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Speaking of case studies, I swam, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week for how many years? Almost a decade. Always had wet hair. Rarely got sick. So no. And I grew up in Northern California in an outdoor pool, sometimes 41-degree weather. Hair wet, went to school, fine.
It was California, so it's not like you're a polar bear.
Jeff, I think we lost that.
We're from Chicago, Sam.
Yeah. And guess what? When I go outside in Chicago without a jacket and I'm wet, sniffles.
It's more frostbite, but same.
Nope. All right, coming up on DBL, is it becoming more common for a woman to propose to her male partner? We're going to talk all about that next.
Leading up to Labor Day, many pro-union groups and politicians were posting about unions, claiming support for them is at historic highs. They're referring to a recent Gallup poll, which shows 71% of Americans approve of labor unions. It's the highest percentage since 1965. But is that support for unions translating into an increase in actual union membership? Let's verify. Our sources, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Harvard Business School, and Nelson Lichtenstein, a labor historian at UC Santa Barbara. Since 1983, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has tracked what percentage of American workers are in a union. And in 2021, it was 10.3%. That's actually an all-time low. It did slightly increase in 2020, but that was because when COVID hit and layoffs ensued, they disproportionately affected non-union workers, whereas a higher percentage of unionized workers kept their jobs. When the recovery began and non-union workers returned, the percentage went back down. Harvard has data going back even further, which shows a membership peak of more than 30% in the early 60s, but it's been steadily declining ever since. So we can verify, no, an increase in support for unions has not translated into an increase in union membership. Labor historian Nelson Lichtenstein says that's not surprising.
There is no correlation between popular support for unionism and the actual growth of unions.
He says in the mid-20th century, it was generally accepted that the preeminent industries of the time, like automaking, were almost entirely unionized. But over time, membership declined for a variety of reasons. And now in today's biggest industries like tech, there's no cultural expectation of organized labor. That is changing in some sectors, though, where unions have formed at companies like Starbucks and Amazon. But whether that movement will spread further and increase overall union membership for the long haul remains to be seen. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Welcome back. We're still talking about the pool situation and the wet hair. Okay, when a man and women are dating, is it ever okay for the woman to propose? Well, that's what one woman is asking on the social media site Reddit, writing, quote, "Would I be taking away his moment if I proposed to him?" Obviously, we're talking about heteronormative relationships, but he has always said he wanted to propose and he wants it to be perfect. The act of proposing is a big deal for him, but being married to him is what matters to me. So we, of course, want to ask our viewers. Go to dblvote.com. Let us know who should propose, the man or the woman. Again, heteronormative relationships. Would it bother you if Erica has an opinion? Should I go to Erica?
Yes.
Go to Erica and then I have a thought.
Your man already told you what he wanted. So if you are going to take the moment that he said was important to him, then that's kind of also an indication of how this marriage or relationship is going to go. He already told you, like, what else do you need to know?
What about generally speaking?
I mean, for me, I need the proposal from the man. I'm not proposing to anybody, but I think you should know your partner. And if your partner is somebody who you know will be down for that, then that's all that really matters. But a lot of women will do this and their partners aren't down for it, and the partner becomes embarrassed about it, and it becomes a big issue.
It's a little emasculating, isn't it, in a way? Maybe I'm just old school. And again, we're talking about heteronormative. There you go. Yeah, we're talking about that. And but yeah, I would feel a little emasculated if my wife got down on one knee and I'd be like, what is happening?
It would be strange.
You know, it would be strange for me.
What would you do?
I'd be like, what's happening? Yeah, like, are you proposing to me?
Does your knee hurt?
Yeah, in front of, are you all right? I would be like.
You would be bummed out.
I would be. I would feel like, emasculated. I would.
I mean,
that's
super honest. You know, for me, it wouldn't be the emasculation. It's kind of a combination of what both you guys said. For me, if I was going to ask somebody to marry me, I would want to make sure all my ducks were in a row financially. And if I'm saying I'm waiting to propose to you, it's probably because, like, that picture has not been done painted. So, like, if they said, will you marry me? I'd be like, oh my, I only got her. Sure, I guess. Like, I think financially I would.
That's not what you want to hear.
I know, but I would.
Will you marry me?
Sure, I guess. I'm like, no, because I'm trying to do math in my head. Like, do I have enough? What do they say? No romance. Talking about old school sayings. No romance before finance. Or yeah, I said that right. Yeah, I think.
Never heard that.
Yes, you should have your money together before you take somebody as a life partner.
But that's not a saying.
Yes, it is.
It's smart.
No romance
it truly
before
is
your
a saying.
I've never heard that.
Yes,
okay. But it's smart.
But and that just goes to show you, it's like if you're talking about a heteronormative relationship. That it really is. It's about your partner. It's not about what social media is saying, because some men would be 100% cool with that.
Know your partner.
But listen when they tell you, girl, he told you.
Yep. Okay, so our question apparently is not posed correctly. So the question again is, will you repeat it to me, please? Who should propose, the man or the woman? The man, 73% of you believe, 27% of you believe the woman should propose.
Oh,
Okay.
I think we'll
be right
see
back.
that change.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere on September 12th with the one and only Jerry Springer.
My wife is saying now they should start chanting your address so you know how to get home.
The talk show legend will be joining us live on the panel as our special guest co-host. Don't miss a day with Jerry.
Jerry.
September 12th and 13th on DBL.
The U.S. Department of Education could have its application for student loan forgiveness up and running within the next few weeks. But there are a few steps to take now. Let's connect the dots. You can receive up to $10,000 if you didn't receive a Pell Grant, which is a type of aid available to low-income undergraduate students. And if you did get the grant, you can get up to $20,000. According to officials, borrowers may start to see their balances reduced or eliminated by the end of the year. So what steps can you take now to get ready for the changes? First, make sure you qualify based on income. The relief will be limited to borrowers who make less than $125,000 per year, or married couples earning less than $250,000. Education leaders also say be sure to gather your records. It's not exactly clear what the application for student loan forgiveness will look like, but it's a good idea to have relevant information on hand. Last but not least, stay up to date with the process. You can do so by visiting the Education Department's website. And remember, once the application opens, you'll have until December 31st of next year to fill them out. And that's connecting the dots.
President Biden just announced a plan to cancel up to $20,000 in student debt for some people. When critics attacked the plan, the White House responded on Twitter by pointing out some of those critics had gotten even larger loans forgiven by the government. Those loans weren't student loans, they were Paycheck Protection Program loans. The PPP was created during the early stages of the pandemic to provide business owners with cash so they wouldn't have to lay off workers. According to the Treasury Department, as long as the loans were used to cover payroll, they could be, and often have been, forgiven. Recently, many people have claimed that the average forgiven PPP loan was much larger than the 10 to 20 grand in forgiveness that many students are now receiving. This tweet from Senator Bernie Sanders says the average amount of debt forgiveness to businesses was more than $95,000. So let's verify. Is the average amount forgiven for PPP loans greater than $20,000? Our sources, the Small Business Administration, the Department of Education, and the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee. That committee is a government agency tasked with tracking how pandemic relief funds get used. Out of a total 11.5 million PPP loans, more than 10 million were fully or partially forgiven. And the agency calculated that the average amount forgiven was $72,500. So where did Sanders get the 95,000 figure? Well, that was the average as of last year, when only about 4 million loans had been forgiven. Since then, millions of smaller loans have been processed, bringing the average down, according to the Small Business Administration. But when it comes to student loans, the max most people can get forgiven under Biden's plan is 20 grand. So even with the lower 72 grand figure for PPP loans, we can verify, yes, the average amount forgiven for PPP loans is greater than $20,000. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Welcome back. I didn't want to give it away earlier, but Jeff, take it away.
So I just want to wish our son Layton a happy 4th birthday. Yes. We love you, baby boy. I can't believe he's 4. I mean, he's a DBL baby.
I remember when we were all at the wall guessing his gender.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. With the egg, yes. I'm glad you had to clarify that because you just tapped on the top of your head with no explanation. Okay. We're in the egg reveal.
We love you, baby boy. We love you.
Happy birthday, Layton.
Happy birthday.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
No time to run, no games. the time has come today to stop and by and say, we're taking over. We're made for this. We're taking over. You know what time it is. We're taking over. We're made to win.
DBL is all new every day.
Say what we made for. We're made for this.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
An anchor has a stroke on live TV.
I'm sorry, something is going on with me this morning.
The warning signs she noticed immediately right before it happened. Are family dinners a thing of the past? A new survey reveals why people are spending less time around the table together. Drama between the Don't Worry Darling cast at the Venice Film Festival. Did Harry Styles really spit on Chris Pine? Plus, Brendan Fraser's emotional standing ovation. And debunking common myths, from using the hair of the dog for hangovers to eating carrots to help with eyesight. Is there any truth to these old wives' tales?
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. We hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. In fact, we have some new time zones. We've switched different markets. So to any new viewers out there, welcome. I hope that they get to learn like the good, the bad, and the ugly of us.
I don't think we have a choice.
Well, that welcome was kind of,
yeah.
What?
I don't know. You're like, welcome.
Welcome. I'm trying to be natural. Welcome.
It sounded like the House of Horrors that you were entering.
Well, you know, that's right up my brand. That's right up my alley. Okay, so I want to hear about everybody's Labor Day weekends. Let's start with you, Jeff.
It was a long weekend. I had my brother-in-law in town, so wow, it was a long. But
I love your brother-in-law, by the way.
To an extent. But yeah, we had a foam party going on in our neighborhood.
Me?
Yeah, this is at 9:30 in the morning, mind you. Yeah, and I didn't even go. I sent my representative there.
Oh
I sent Peyton there. Yeah.
What are you in Cabo?
Listen, it's every weekend in our neighborhood. It's out of control at this point. I have to lock myself in and not answer the door anymore. Because it's like one person comes, then two, fire up the grill. 2 a.m.
Yeah.
What?
But yeah, we have fun. There's so many kids in our little neighborhood. It's a wonderful thing. I'm just exhausted from the weekend, but so much fun.
A foam party. Can you beat that, Erica?
I can't, but I'm also the city girl. I'm the Denver girl, and then Jeff, you know.
That's how we do it in the burbs.
Yeah, in the burbs. But my brother and sister-in-law were in town from Washington State, and so my nieces were in town, and their birthdays are super close together, but so is our goddaughter. daughters. So we had a little celebration, 1, 2, and 4, little Charlotte, Evelyn, and Stella.
Oh my God.
So Charlotte is my husband's former colleague and my really great friend. We introduced them. They got married. Now they have this baby, and we are the godparents. So
Cupid.
yeah. So this was a culmination of everybody being in town, which we don't get very often.
That is so cool.
And also, are cupcakes bigger than they used to be when we were kids? Do you see how big those cupcakes were?
Yeah.
I think we got
That's the way to go, though. Forget a cake. Individual
we did
cupcakes.
both. We did both.
Of course you did.
Like a party at Sam's house is pizza. A party at Erica Cobb's house is like catered excellence.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's because of the no kids thing.
What about you, Al?
I should have gone first because my picture is going to be super depressing.
What'd you
compared
do?
to every once a month I rent a hotel room and I just write for like 2-3 days in a row. I'm getting ready for another stand-up special, so I'm working on that, and I have writing another book about hip hop and its effect on culture and marketing and influence. So that I was just on chapter 1 and I looked and I was at 158 pages. But that's me, just my sad salad bowl. Yeah, that was I had just written that. I did that in about 24 hours.
Picture of
What's that?
page 27, 158.
I took a picture because that was supposed to be episode 1 of the podcast, and I was like, this is way too long. So I have to restructure some things, but it was a good weekend.
I want to know how Michael Dean restructured. What is this? When he got the picture this morning.
Well, the
27.
It wasn't your phone party. That's what I said.
We were way more productive.
Yeah, I was going to say, how unproductive do you feel after seeing that? I feel super unproductive.
Why? What did you do?
Yeah.
We did a staycation. So we started out by going to the Wings Over the Rockies. I think that's how you say it, museum. Yep, lots of cool B-52s and other cool. Al, don't you dare close your eyes. That's so rude.
Sam, I did not.
Sophie, we dressed. We started Halloween.
Nice.
So we started the Halloween festivities. Scare season has officially begun.
Excuse me?
Yes, we did.
What do you mean you started Halloween?
We started the Halloween
It's not
season.
dinner. What do you mean you started it?
We have not officially begun decorating, but we pulled out some of the decorations. We pulled out costumes for the kids. I made masks for the kids.
It's
Black
September.
nails next week. It's all beginning.
Yeah. Halloween is Sam's holiday. Let her have it. Stop. Why are you trying to?
Because it's September, Erica.
And next month is October.
No one is arguing that. I'm saying this is her chance to really jump on October. I don't know.
I'm not done.
Okay.
So we also did the pool. It was the last day of the pool season. You're not even looking at me. And then finally, my favorite thing is we took it up to the farm. Let's roll it.
Oh. The kids seem to love it, being chased.
It's cute.
Oh my God, I loved it. Those are my misfits. Like, I could hang out with those misfits every single day, but this is the last day of the farm, too.
All right.
So.
Way to mark the end of the summer with the sheep barking at you. I mean, I look back at my childhood, that was me too.
Okay.
Takes me back.
All right. So, speaking of the holiday weekend, a lot of people hit the roads this weekend, including Bravo host Andy Cohen. He shared his son Ben's complete meltdown he had on the ride back to New York City. Take a look.
Ben, you just watched Bob the Builder for 6 hours while I packed the car up. You can't want to watch more. We're going back to the city. You've been wanting to go back to the city. What? Okay, everyone. All right, vacation's over. I know it's been fun, but vacation's over, okay?
I totally get it.
Totally relate. I saw this over the weekend. I follow Andy Cohen. He's amazing. And I saw this. I'm like, totally relate. I should have wrote him something. He wouldn't have cared. But I mean, listen, everyone wants to pretend they're these perfect parents on Instagram and everything's all good and we go to the farm and some airplane museum. It's not always like that.
It's not. Do you know how many meltdowns we have?
Of course, that's totally normal. You get to a breaking point as a parent, right? As a husband, you need a break from everybody. From everybody. I need a break from the whole neighborhood. You know what I mean? I need a break from everybody.
I was sitting by myself having some pho. I love my pho. And there was a four top, and it was two couples, and they had their kids with them. And you could tell they were just trying to connect. I was in Colorado Springs. They were just trying to connect and catch up as adults. And I felt terrible thinking it, but I was like, the kids are ruining their lunch. They were just, mommy, look. And it's like, it's very difficult for a parent. I have 3 kids to just remember who you were and to remember what it is to have like a one-on-one conversation with somebody for a second and direct your energy. You love your kids. You give 98% of your time to your kids, but when they want that other 2%, it's not, you're not resentful, but you're also like, where is Sam in all this? Where's Jeff? Where's Erica? And you feel like you lose yourself a little bit.
That's why I said on Mother's Day, the one Mother's Day present that I would want, I have 2 kids, is to just be left alone.
Right.
Give me some time to myself. I love my kids. We devote all our weekends to our kids, but sometimes I just want to be alone, even if that means in the bathroom on the toilet.
Okay.
Like just sitting there, like
Right.
with the lid closed.
Right.
Which I do all the
You're
time.
using it all wrong.
No, I know, but that's like my alone time. But to your point, every time we go on a vacation,
I can't visualize anything else. I don't know how we're going to get out of this.
I would say a lot of parents could visualize sitting in the bathroom, just not using the toilet, just sitting there like, I need 30 seconds.
Did you ever watch This Is 40?
Yes.
He goes in there to get quiet time, and when I watched that, I didn't have kids. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, I totally know what that guy's saying.
Yeah, sometimes you turn the shower on if you really need some time.
Yeah. And a vacation is not a vacation, it's just a trip with kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, people are like, how was your vacation? It was a trip. It was not a vacation.
Good distinction.
Coming up on DBL, is this Brendan Fraser's big comeback? We're talking all about his emotional standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival. Plus, do you eat dinner as a family every night? Why gathering around the table together might not be as common anymore? And the terrifying moment an anchor started having a stroke on live TV, the warning sign she experienced right before it happened. Next.
Closed captioning provided by
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
Sam, I will
okay.
never, I wish I had heard you say that before because it's so real.
remind me.
There's a vacation and then there's a trip with your kids.
Yep.
Because we talked about it before in terms of flying with your
Okay.
kids anywhere. Even if it goes great, it's still terrible.
It's
like, even
horrible.
if it's, because you're still like, please don't cry. We're 20
You're
minutes away.
agitated the entire time.
Yes, yeah. It's tough.
It's
really,
funny because I have a friend, my friend Brett, we were writing over the weekend. He's like, how are you? And he doesn't have kids. And I was like, and I kind of vented as a parent. He goes, how come all my friends that are parents say the same thing, but then they always follow it up with, but it's worth it.
Yeah, because they want you to join.
That's a funny, yeah, it is like that.
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
so true.
It's a true statement.
But you get to a breaking point, and I even see it in my wife, right? Like the kids,
They glob on
they
her.
they love her. They love me too, but they love my wife. But they're always like on her. You know what I mean? And I could see her I'm like, listen, go upstairs or go to a class or go take a walk. I'll get the kids. So luckily we have 2 parents in our house that you can do
Right.
that. You know what I
Isn't
mean?
that such
Being
a
a single
fair
mother,
point?
single father, it's like that's a lot. Hats off. That's a
Well,
lot
you
of
know,
work.
when you
Yeah.
have the kids here.
Right, they're
so,
and my kids are older now.
yeah,
so
but
I have
you
3
know what
kids.
that's like, though.
Yeah, and just,
How hard is it?
It's really hard because you want to, now that, there's a big age gap. I have a freshman in high school, sophomore in high school, and then a second grader. So the second
What
grader.
about 3 years ago?
Right, yeah, they were, they're always kind of at these different phases, but all points lead through you. So it's like, Dad, will you check my homework?
Yep.
Dad, look what I drew. Dad, can I go here?
Yep.
That is all coming to the same
Dad,
nexus.
I'm hungry. Dad, can I have this?
And like, what are we doing tomorrow? And like, wait, how
Yeah.
am I going to get them to the beach if we only have 3,
Yep.
So there's a lot of pressure with being a parent. And then as soon as they get too old, you feel sad.
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere with the one and only Jerry Springer. Live on the panel as our special guest co-host. September 12th and 13th on DBL.
Welcome back. A Tulsa, Oklahoma news anchor had a very scary thing happen to her live on air. She began to show symptoms of a stroke during the Saturday morning newscast. So a warning to our viewers, some of you may find this video disturbing. Take a look.
The Tulsa Air and Space Museum is hosting a launch today at the I'm sorry, something is going on with me this morning, and I apologize to everybody. Let's just go ahead and send it on over to meteorologist Andy Brown.
Wow, what a pro. The anchor named Julie Chin posted an update saying that she's okay. She says she suffered the beginnings of a stroke, but not a full stroke. She also shared that she had other symptoms, including losing partial vision in one eye and that her hand and arm had gone numb. Okay, first let's react to the video. Erica, you know, we're on live TV. Look how she handled that. How scary, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, to be in one of the most vulnerable positions and have that happen, it is miraculous that she was able to send it over at all. But, you know, gosh, like we say here all the time, like some things have happened. We've been doing this show for over 5 years, and things have happened where we're like, it's not in our control, you know? So just having people that you can trust around you. I mean, I understand that numerous people called 911, so that was a great thing to get in on it early. So
some of the viewers also noticed the signs, and I guess we're trying to alert people within that studio that she was potentially having a stroke. What would you have done?
You know, I actually, one of my aunties, she's now passed on, but my aunt Elnora, she had a stroke kind of in real time with my aunt that had taken her to the emergency room. They said, you're fine, sent her home, and she just like, that old school instinct was just like, no. And she said they were in the car, she was like thinking about making a U-turn, and then she started kind of, you know, saying things that didn't make sense, and she didn't leave because her instincts. And I think this is two things that we can always rely on. One is knowing, you know, the signs and being educated, but also like trusting your gut. I always tell my kids, especially my daughter, you know, she's getting older and she's going to be in situations. I say nobody on this planet has ever said I shouldn't have listened to my gut. That's, if something feels weird, even if it looks like, why am I leaving? Everything's fine. If something feels weird, if somebody's acting weird, if I'm like, Jeff seems off, I don't care if you got an issue, we're gonna go down, and if everything's fine at the hospital, egg on my face. But I like that everybody called, watching and in the studio, and she's here today, so shout out to them.
Yeah, not egg on your face either. I know you're in a vulnerable situation, like you said, but it's not about that. It's about your health at that moment.
And speaking of the signs, earlier we had our Dr. Coley comment on those signs. So let's take a look.
So FAST is the acronym that I want everybody to burn into their brains, because this could be life-saving for yourself or for somebody else. So F stands for facial drooping, facial numbness. So if you see one side of the face kind of sliding downwards, their eye drooping, it could be their chin, it could be the tongue deviating to one side, that's a sign of a stroke. A stands for arm weakness, and this could also be leg weakness, but also numbness, as we heard. S is for speech difficulty, so either trouble making speech or trouble understanding speech. And then T, the most important one, time. Call 911 right away. If it's a false alarm, that's better than missing something that could be a stroke.
Wow.
Yeah, I think obviously, this is really great information. We talked about it a little bit more in depth because I was explaining that when I had a severe panic attack, I displayed all of those symptoms. But also, being an African-American woman, we're twice as likely to have a stroke. So, and the number one culprit is high blood pressure. So knowing what your levels and your labs and all of those things are so crucial. And we have a family friend who actually had a stroke this weekend, and and she's a young woman, you know. So just being aware that some of us are more susceptible, that we stay ahead of it.
It could save your life. Yeah. Absolutely. I hope she's okay, Erica.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Leading up to Labor Day, many pro-union groups and politicians were posting about unions, claiming support for them is at historic highs. They're referring to a recent Gallup poll, which shows 71% of Americans approve of labor unions. It's the highest percentage since 1965. But is that support for unions translating into an increase in actual union membership? Let's verify. Our sources, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Harvard Business School, and Nelson Lichtenstein, a labor historian at UC Santa Barbara. Since 1983, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has tracked what percentage of American workers are in a union. And in 2021, it was 10.3%. That's actually an all-time low. It did slightly increase in 2020, but that was because when COVID hit and layoffs ensued, they disproportionately affected non-union workers, whereas a higher percentage of unionized workers kept their jobs. When the recovery began and non-union workers returned, the percentage went back down. Harvard has data going back even further, which shows a membership peak of more than 30% in the early 60s, but it's been steadily declining ever since. So we can verify, no, an increase in support for unions has not translated into an increase in union membership. Labor historian Nelson Lichtenstein says that's not surprising.
There is no correlation between popular support for unionism and the actual growth of unions.
He says in the mid-20th century, it was generally accepted that the preeminent industries of the time, like automaking, were almost entirely unionized. But over time, membership declined for a variety of reasons. And now in today's biggest industries like tech, there's no cultural expectation of organized labor. That is changing in some sectors, though, where unions have formed at companies like Starbucks and Amazon. But whether that movement will spread further and increase overall union membership for the long haul remains to be seen. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Welcome back. Many families enjoyed eating together over the holiday weekend. Well, a new poll shows that 3 in 5 Americans want this to be the case more often. Most of the people surveyed, here's a survey for you, Jeff.
My fave.
They say that growing up, they ate dinner with their families about 4 times per week. But now the average for most families is only around 3 nights a week, if that. So this got us all thinking, how important is it to have a family dinner? Has it become a thing of the past? What would you say, Jeff?
All right, for our new viewers, I do not like surveys, okay? I'm just putting that out there. This one, actually, I don't mind because it's something that I want to practice more in my household. It has become a thing of the past. I think it's very important to sit down with my family, right, and kind of talk about what we did for the day. It sounds so cliche and like a movie in the 50s, but it's like, it's very important to me that we do things like that instead of like one's on their phone, one's outside, I'm eating, my wife's not around. It's like we need to connect. You know, we're so connected to our phones these days. We need to connect more as people, and that's part of what I want to do with my family.
Yeah, I think it also just brings forth the lost art of conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if we are on our devices, parents are included in this as well, whether we're watching the game or, you know, doing something else. It's something natural. If you're enjoying what you're watching, you don't want to stop even to eat. You know, you love your family. Then, no, I love them. It's fourth quarter. But I think just stopping and being like, how was your day? And when you get a fine, you're like, no, we're not going to do fine. What's going on? How's your teacher? Are you still having that thing with that girl at school? You guys are sitting together now. Like breaking and showing your kids how to discuss things with other adults that they are going to one day want to date, that they are one day going to interview with. This is going to be life. It's not going to be looking at videos on Snapchat. I feel like I'm 1,000.
Me too, but you're right. I agree with everything you said.
To speak to people.
I love that.
Yeah, you're modeling behavior.
Absolutely.
And I know for me, I want that so badly. It's really hard right now so Miles is 2.5. He'll barely sit in his high chair for like 20 minutes. So it's tough right now, but my goal eventually is to have more family dinners, because every time we try and do a family dinner, it'll start off like for 5 minutes really cool, and I'll try and bring up conversations, which is always like pulling teeth with Sophie. So we do petals and thorns. Thorns is a bad thing. Don't make fun of me. Petals is a good thing.
I love this.
But then Miles starts to freak out, and then the whole dinner is over, and it ends up being a disaster every single time. So the concept seems nice. It doesn't execute easily in my household.
Right.
I hope one day we can get there, and I see a smirk on your face.
I did a movie recently, and that was a line in there. And I'm like, what the hell does this mean? And like petals and thorns, we have to sit around the dinner table, one petal and one thorn, and it was in the script. And I was like, what is this? And you just said that. I was like, that's hilarious.
I still don't know. What does that mean?
So one,
you say
the
something
good and the bad
that happened,
right.
and then something bad that happened, and it's a conversation starter.
And it'll normalize a kid coming to you saying, hey mom, I made a mistake. Because I'll start saying, I had a big thorn today. I said this to dad, and that was wrong. So it normalizes them hopefully coming to you saying, hey mom, I did something bad on the playground.
Oh, I would have never.
Well, we had, as I mentioned, our nieces, my brother and sister-in-law, and they're basically digital nomads, so they work from home. No, seriously,
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I like that you described it that way.
Yeah, so they do family dinners. We grew up with family dinners. We had to sit down. There was no distractions, nothing, every night. So my brother and my sister-in-law have implemented that, and now the 4-year-old, we were going to like dig in, and she was like, no, Grace. Aww. So she said Grace. I don't really know what she said. She was like saying it. She was, and this and that, and then at the end, we're all holding hands, and she goes, now breathe in. Because apparently someone said grace and said amen at the end, but she heard breathe in, and now it's breathe in. So now We all do
That's
it.
so special.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I can just imagine your dad, Roosevelt, growing up. No, everybody sit down at the
Oh
table.
yeah, no, there was no. Yeah,
I couldn't even imagine.
No, nothing. We didn't have cell phones, but there definitely wasn't TV. Yeah.
I love it. Coming up on DBL, did Harry Styles really spit on Chris Pine at their movie premiere? We're breaking down all the drama. Plus, Brendan Fraser gets praised for his big comeback role, how he got moved to tears at the premiere.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere on September 12th with the one and only Jerry Springer.
My wife is saying now they should start chanting your address so you know how to get home.
The talk show legend will be joining us live on the panel as our special guest co-host. Don't miss a day with Jerry.
Jerry.
September 12th and 13th on DBL.
The U.S. Department of Education could have its application for student loan forgiveness up and running within the next few weeks. But there are a few steps to take now. Let's connect the dots. You can receive up to $10,000 if you didn't receive a Pell Grant, which is a type of aid available to low-income undergraduate students. And if you did get the grant, you can get up to $20,000. According to officials, borrowers may start to see their balances reduced or eliminated by the end of the year. So what steps can you take now to get ready for the changes? First, make sure you qualify based on income. The relief will be limited to borrowers who make less than $125,000 per year, or married couples earning less than $250,000. Education leaders also say be sure to gather your records. It's not exactly clear what the application for student loan forgiveness will look like, but it's a good idea to have relevant information on hand. Last but not least, stay up to date with the process. You can do so by visiting the Education Department's website. And remember, once the application opens, you'll have until December 31st of next year to fill them out. And that's connecting the dots.
President Biden just announced a plan to cancel up to $20,000 in student debt for some people. When critics attacked the plan, the White House responded on Twitter by pointing out some of those critics had gotten even larger loans forgiven by the government. Those loans weren't student loans, they were Paycheck Protection Program loans. The PPP was created during the early stages of the pandemic to provide business owners with cash so they wouldn't have to lay off workers. According to the Treasury Department, as long as the loans were used to cover payroll, they could be, and often have been, forgiven. Recently, many people have claimed that the average forgiven PPP loan was much larger than the 10 to 20 grand in forgiveness that many students are now receiving. This tweet from Senator Bernie Sanders says the average amount of debt forgiveness to businesses was more than $95,000. So let's verify. Is the average amount forgiven for PPP loans greater than $20,000? Our sources, the Small Business Administration, the Department of Education, and the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee. That committee is a government agency tasked with tracking how pandemic relief funds get used. Out of a total 11.5 million PPP loans, more than 10 million were fully or partially forgiven. And the agency calculated that the average amount forgiven was $72,500. So where did Sanders get the 95,000 figure? Well, that was the average as of last year, when only about 4 million loans had been forgiven. Since then, millions of smaller loans have been processed, bringing the average down, according to the Small Business Administration. But when it comes to student loans, the max most people can get forgiven under Biden's plan is 20 grand. So even with the lower 72 grand figure for PPP loans, we can verify, yes, the average amount forgiven for PPP loans is greater than $20,000. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
No games, your time's come today to stop and by. We're taking over. We're made for this. We're taking over. You know what time it is. We're taking over. We're made to win.
DBL is all new every day.
Say what we're made for. 6
seasons. What?
Yes.
That's crazy. Like we were just talking, I don't want to give it away, so maybe we'll save it for later, but just how old our kids are.
Right.
I'm going to sit on this very mysterious thing that's happening.
Something to do with your child and their age changing.
And once a year it happens. I don't know. Stick around.
Leave me alone. We do have some comments in regard to family dinners. Miss Butterscotch says, we used to do this every Sunday after church. Real Royalty says, love family-style dinners, but not always realistic due to schedules. That's something we didn't bring up, a gig economy.
Very true.
It's tough for a lot of
Very
families,
true.
even if they wanted to do it, they physically can't. Yeah. So thank you for your feedback, as always. If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here is what's ahead. Does sitting too close to the TV really ruin your eyesight? We're talking about some of the most common wives' tales. Are they fact or just folklore? Plus, was there really drama between the Don't Worry Darling cast at the Venice Film Festival? We're breaking down all the awkward moments.
Verify viewers are always on the lookout for the next potential scam, and we love when you ask us about suspicious claims and requests, like Karen did. She received this letter that claims to be from the federal government that asks her to answer questions about her passport. So Karen, let's verify. Is this passport survey from the U.S. Department of State legit? Our sources are the State Department, the Office of Management and Budget, and the U.S. Government Accountability Office. The State Department is responsible for issuing passports to Americans. Every month, the agency mails a letter, like this and the one received by Karen, to 35,000 addresses nationwide, inviting them to take part in a survey about passport demand. The survey asks questions about whether anyone in the home has a passport or will need one in the next few years. The State Department says it then uses this data to know when it needs to hire more people, build more infrastructure, and add resources to issue passports. So, yes, this passport survey from the U.S. Department of State is legit. The department says it may also call people who don't respond to the letter. So, how can you spot a potential passport survey scam? The State Department will never ask for personally identifiable information like your name, address, or passport number. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. To some of our new viewers out there, because we've switched up a lot of different markets, welcome. Is that a better welcome? Welcome. You're welcome. What's up?
That was a little Moana. Yeah, I like that. I like that, yeah.
Yes, The Rock. Okay, so the movie Don't Worry Darling is stirring up some drama behind the scenes. Director Olivia Wilde posed on the red carpet with the cast, including her boyfriend Harry Styles, at the Venice Film Festival this weekend. Now, during a press event, Olivia downplayed the alleged feud between her and her co-star Florence Pugh as, quote, tabloid gossip. But everyone is talking about Harry Styles and whether he spat on co-star Chris Pine. It happened when Harry walked into the theater to sit next to Chris. Some say he spat on him. Here it is again. Slow down, okay? Also, notice Chris's reaction right after the alleged spit. Some people on Twitter noticed this woman capturing the moment with her phone and are calling for her to release her footage. Chris's rep told People magazine that Harry did not spit on Chris, and there's nothing but respect between them. This story has run wild, Jeff, all over Twitter. Everyone thinks he did spit on him. What is your theory?
I've been back and forth like the JFK assassination.
Right.
So I'm still working through it. He definitely spit something on him. okay? Whether it was intentional or was an inside joke is still what I'm breaking down. To me, it looked like an inside joke because you see Chris Pine clapping if you want to replay it, and then he looks down like something hit him, but then he laughs like maybe during the movie they had this little inside joke and they became friends with it. But it seems like Chris Pine is fine with it. I'm not trying to add fuel to the fire, but he definitely did something that made him react to that.
See, I didn't see fine with it because what I saw was the clapping and then the stop. And then that pause that everybody that has something to lose in their life, even if it's just your dignity, because you know if you go with option A, your original option, there's going to be some police paperwork involved in about 40 minutes. So you're like, I don't want to do that. So he stops clapping and he kind of leans back and goes, I cannot believe you just did that. We're going to have a good night. That's what I saw him lean back and kind of just
opposite take.
But Jeff, I started thinking, you've sat next to me a lot, 6 years. Has there ever been an incident where you thought that I spit on you?
That's true, but it might be something weird, like we could look at each other and know what you know what I mean? So it might be something weird like that that doesn't involve spitting, but it's weird. I'm with you on that.
It was an accident, Erica. Like maybe he was chewing sunflower seeds and he wanted to get rid of the shell.
Right before he shut the door on the pickup truck and rolled out? Like
sunflower seeds,
Wow.
Sam?
You say chewing tobacco? Like what if it was just an accident, Erica?
It just didn't come across. Something happened, and I don't like I'd like to go back to don't pour water on my leg and tell me it's raining, okay? Something
literally
happened.
happening in this case. Yeah.
Yes. So the idea that if it were an inside joke, why not just be like, hey, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Like when people look at our body language or whatever, they'll be like, oh, well, they're definitely mad at each other. But really, it could be something totally different because we know each other that well. So I think something happened. They should have just said, like, they really, they're friends. Something happened. It was an inside joke between the two of them. Nothing happened at all.
You don't believe the PR spin?
No, I don't. I don't like that.
Right.
Just say something happened.
PR shouldn't come into it. If there was an issue, you and I would just post an Instagram video like, we are cool, this is my girl forever, Erica's my sister, watch DBL every day. You wouldn't.
Yeah, but girl forever.
Yeah.
But think about the
That's how it would go down.
Think about the PR spin.
Right.
Look, we're talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Now they're talking about her movie. So was it a stunt?
Oh, didn't even
there he
think
goes with the
about that.
JFK.
Wow.
Yeah,
There wasn't enough drama happening behind the scenes with
I
this.
don't know if it would have made our top 5.
I mean, there was being served while she was talking about the movie by her ex-husband, and then the whole conspiracy that there's something going on between her and Florence. Like there was enough going on, and that. Plus, can we talk about that yellow dress? Because her red carpet look
We're
was
not going to talk about that collar?
on point. Well, I want to talk positivity.
Okay.
Beautiful. She looks stunning, as she always does. Okay, so we got to talk about Brendan Fraser, speaking of the red carpet. So he returned to the red carpet at the Venice Film Festival for the premiere of his new film, The Whale. So Brendan received, you guys, get this, a 6-minute standing ovation after the film. He was then encouraged by the film's director to move to the aisle to take a bow. Clearly, he was overcome with emotion and tears. Brendan plays a reclusive 600-pound professor in the movie, which is his first major role in 20 years. What do you think about his comeback? And then I'll give you some reasons on why. Erica, you're the comeback queen. I'll give you some reasons why he took a break from Hollywood. But what do you think about his comeback?
Yes, Erica Cobb, certified comeback queen. I think when you're introduced, especially when we're talking about media and Hollywood, like we knew Brendan Fraser is this heartthrob, and then all of these things happen. He spoke about it, but we didn't see him for a very long time. For him to come back on his own terms or come back at all, especially not being the same person that we were introduced to over 20 years ago, is so huge. I think when you're able to authentically own who you are and where you are, and that comes out in your art, it's very powerful. And I think that's the reason why people, gave him the standing ovation, and there was so much emotion behind it.
Yeah, that clip really got me. I mean, it really did, because you're talking about him leaving as a heartthrob and coming back. In your film, when you come back, it's called The Whale, and it's about you being overweight. The fear that it would do in this internet meme culture to come out. So just for him to even make the decision to do that movie must have just been soul churning. So then you do the movie comes out, you wonder how it's going to be received. And I feel like when he stepped in the aisle, you see him just overcome with human emotion. Because he promised, I'm sure he was just like, this might go badly. I'm trying to distance myself. But I think in this moment, he realized that this was the second half of his life.
Well, I think he related to this part, sadly, right? There's reasons why he became a recluse. His character's a recluse, but he also was too, right? He didn't show his face in 20 years. I know the facts too, but you could read off a couple of them. Yeah,
it's tragic, really. So in 2018, he told GQ that, number one, the physical demands of a lot of his movies, including The Mummy, was not only physically exhausting, but caused him some injury. But on top of all that, he stated that he was sexually assaulted back in 2003 by the president of the Hollywood Foreign Press. And after that moment, he became very depressed. Around that time, his mom died. And so he had this domino effect of trauma in his life and then physical trauma from the movies that he was just done. And he didn't want to have any piece of it anymore, according to him. But what I love about this is that it shows all the people rooting for him, because obviously he's a good person. In fact, The Rock says here, we have a tweet from The Rock. He said, quote, "He supported me coming into his Mummy Returns franchise for my very first ever role, which kicked off my Hollywood career, rooting for all your success, brother." Again, because he's a good person, people want to see him succeed. And I think that speaks volumes. That's all that should matter. Okay, so this is a story that a lot of you guys are talking about. I can't wait to see what you guys think. Julia Roberts and George Clooney admit that kissing on screen in their new movie was a bit of a struggle. So in Ticket to Paradise, the actor plays a divorced couple who band together to stop their daughter from getting married. Now, in real life, the two have become very good friends, for years actually. George told the New York Times his wife Amal wasn't impressed when he said it took 80 takes to film a kiss with Julia. Julia said 79 of those takes were them laughing and one of them kissing. How weird would this be to have to share a kiss? What?
Well, like, I was just thinking, you two, like, how would you feel?
That would be weird.
Okay, what about you two?
Yeah.
No, because we were talking earlier, and they got super uncomfortable when I mentioned them too.
Uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. First of all, I am so bad with it that people will be like, "Yeah, so your hot co-host talking about Jeff or Al," and I'm like, "Who?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." I can see that, yeah, because I don't see it, but I see it, but I don't see it, because that's weird. Yeah. Like, it's just weird.
No, I totally get what you're saying, because we're like family, you know what I mean? So you don't think about making out with your sister, you know what I mean? So it's like thinking that and having to do that for like a movie. A movie's one thing, right? Like, if you don't know the person, it's fine, but it's like...
Well, you have experience on movies.
But I don't mind it if I don't know the person, but like, I feel like more comfortable kissing you than I would like them. I don't know why.
I'd rather kiss Erica than you two.
I don't know why that is. But it's so weird. And first of all, I know your husband, so I'm just like thinking, Anthony's gonna kill me. I'm sorry, Anthony, this is my sister. You know, like there would be so many things going on. And I think, you know, Jeff, you've acted and had to kiss people, but at least there's no backstory. When you say we're family and brother and sister, we all moved here not knowing anybody, so we did restaurants. Hey, where's the best place to go to get a haircut? Like, we communed here for years.
Like the same dentist.
Yes, it's very weird. It's very codependent. I'm here for it.
Really quickly, I'm just curious, before you do a kissing scene, is it nerve-wracking?
I'm more worried about my lines. You know what I mean? So like the kiss is secondary, especially if you don't know them too. But it's not even the kiss, it's the weird things around the kiss. So you do your line or whatever and then you're gonna kiss. But if it got like, I'm touching your cheek or your ear, or like your hands hold in like an awkward way, then I'm thinking about like, oh my God, my hand just touched her butt a little bit. Is that okay? You know, it's not even so much the kiss, it's the other actions involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's so honest.
Your recent movie, tell everybody. Your recent one.
The Inheritance, the Great Inheritance?
The Great Inheritance. Everybody.
Well, yeah, I should know that, but it was like a year ago. The Great Inheritance.
Yeah.
One with the thorn in the rose thing.
Oh,
the greatest inheritance. It's not just great, it's the greatest.
Yes. David, our stage manager, just corrected Jeff.
Yes. Hey, but I do remember my lines with the thorn in the rose.
You did, yeah. The Greatest Inheritance.
Yeah.
Coming up.
But not just the title. I didn't remember the title.
DBL, is the hair of the dog really a good cure for a hangover? We're talking about some of the most common wives' tales next.
Closed captioning provided by...
Hey, just stop by. We're taking over. We're made of this. We're taking over. You know what time it is. We're taking over.
thought about it in a while. So they're laughing because I didn't know the
No,
name
I
of the
don't
movie.
remember
But I was pretty
I
close.
did
The
too.
Great
I know.
Inheritance.
Right.
If you Googled it, you'll get there.
Right. It's just like
It's the greatest.
Yeah, I don't remember the
it's a
Kevin Hart
job.
one. Do you remember the Kevin
35
Hart one?
and ticking.
35 and ticking.
Yes,
okay, I had a
Sam
small role in
plays-
35 and ticking. I
No,
played
there's
a-
no small roles. There's only small actors. You did a great job,
It was
Sam.
a good 3 minutes, and it was with Nicole Marie Parker and Kevin Hart.
Do you, know,
so
do
just
you
us
remember any
three.
of your lines? Because we're gonna have Jeff do his.
I played a white trash bowling employee, and I don't remember my lines. I just remember it was really physical because like I was cleaning their shoes with that spray, and I like sprayed it on Nicole Marie Parker, and it became very physical. And then we got into an altercation, in scripted, not in real life. But no, it was really fun. But I didn't remember the title, so I apologize. I don't remember the title either.
Okay, Jeff, let's do the thorn petal line or whatever.
Well, I was thinking you were watching earlier in the show. So the thorn in the petal thing, the thorn was, so in the script, our mother died, right? So we all came together for the inheritance. That's what it's about.
The greatest inheritance.
The greatest inheritance. And so my thorn was our mother died, but our petal, I think it was thorn and rose in the script, now that I think about it, was, hey, I'm here with all of you. But we were like all holding hands. But I put myself in that moment. You know what I mean? So even when you're holding hands like with people, you're just like, it's weird, right? So it's
And you don't know how to come in.
But you're not. Your character's not weird, right? So you can't be weird. But really, that's what I think about.
And then you're like, is my hand sweaty?
Exactly,
That's everybody
totally.
at Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh, and like sometimes you see people do that, and you're like, oh, their hand's definitely sweaty.
Yeah.
And then now you have to act normal because you don't want them to feel bad. So you're like, hey.
But see, that's the thing about Thanksgiving, though, too. You got to be real careful about who you tell to say the prayer to. Because that mamma jamma can go on for 10 to 15 minutes, and it's severe. It's severe when everybody gets sweaty.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's so true, Erica.
Yeah, you got to...
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere with the one and only Jerry Springer. Live on the panel as our special guest co-host. September 12th and 13th on DBL. Welcome back to DBL. So did you know 1 in 5 people, so we're going to talk about old wives' tales here. 1 in 5 people believe that urine would help ease the pain of a jellyfish sting.
That's not true?
How many jellyfish are you running into? I had a friend that got stung. But yes, but that was not a thought.
So you never peed?
No, we
I thought it was
did
I thought it was something in pneumonia, for real.
Me too. No, it's
That's wrong?
fake news.
Is
It's
it?
Fake news. Yep.
What do? You just let it ride?
You go to the ER.
Huh.
But we're
How many people got peed on and they didn't need it?
We're going to unpack some other old wives' tales. And guys, I want you to know if you've heard of any of these or if you follow any of these yourself, okay? And please, to the viewers, write in as well. Sitting too close to the TV will ruin your eyesight. Eye doctors say there's no evidence that sitting right in front of the screen harms the sight of adults or children. Kids are more likely to sit closer to a TV or a book, but it's because their eyes can see better up close than adults can.
Interesting.
Oh, I always tell Sophie to back up from the TV.
But I was saying, don't a lot of people that work in like the graphic arts, they have glasses and take breaks because it is bad for their eyes?
Yeah, they put blue
Maybe
screen
it's
on.
the length of time that you're in front of the television. Just speculating. I have no idea.
All right, so we've all heard of, and I already got a reaction from Erica when we teased this. We've all heard of hair of the dog when you continue to drink the morning after a heavy night of drinking to cure any hangover symptoms. But experts say that this approach doesn't give the drinker any time to recover, and you'll probably have an even worse hangover when you do stop drinking.
Who's the expert? Because I have plenty of case study to support the fact that hair of the dog absolutely works.
It does not.
It does work. Fight me.
No,
It further dehydrates you.
Yeah, it further as a former drinker, you cannot do that because that's just gonna you'll drink till like noon and now you're just sleep for the rest of the day with your shoes on. No, you have to stop. You have to stop at some point. It's called the night before.
No, you just have a michelada in the morning.
All right.
Just one. You don't have to have 10 of them. And then you're fine for the rest of the day. In fact, it helps you that next day.
Yes. People that are drinking in the morning are always responsible with the number of drinks.
Okay, this one is still followed by many. How about the 5-second rule? Eating food off the floor is safe if you do it for 5 seconds or less, they say. But sorry, scientists have busted this claim. A study found that bacteria spreads to food instantaneously once it hits the ground.
Duh.
Oh.
Duh.
Oh.
It was on the ground.
You wouldn't eat a delicious slice of pizza that fell in your own house?
No.
In your own house.
Does?
Yeah.
No.
I do too.
Yes. In my house, it's fine.
My house is totally fine.
Erica?
No. No. No, if it's on the ground, it's dirty.
In your own
do
house?
Yes, in your own house. Like, my germs are more special than anywhere else.
Well, it's not like you're at Wrigley Field. It's like if you're in your own house, it's all good.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
You're the one that said you'd pick up a hot dog at Wrigley Field.
I probably would.
Ew.
Hey.
Okay.
Wow, everyone got disgusted with me.
I'm with it.
Okay, what about this one? I've heard this one a lot. Have you heard that eating carrots helps you see in the dark?
No.
Well, experts say this claim is a huge stretch. Carrots have vitamin A, which can be good for eye health, but that does not mean that they improve eyesight.
Huh.
Who needs to see in the dark anyways? Is it halo?
Yeah, that's not a saying. They help your eyesight,
Yes,
not seeing in the dark.
I agree with you 1,000%. I didn't know it was going to have the dark twist.
But then they just said vitamins help your eyesight.
Yeah,
So what are you talking about?
I thought it was eyesight. Me, I'm not the person.
No,
who did it.
the people.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, one more quick one. I'm told one more quick one. Here's a myth I know we've all heard of. Going outside with wet hair will make you sick. This isn't true, but yes, you're more likely to catch a cold in cooler weather. But you need to come in contact with a virus or a bad bacteria to actually get ill.
That's not true. Me and Chris fight about this all the time.
I was going to say, I fight with Chris about this all the time.
That's not true.
Yes.
What do you mean it's not
If you go outside with wet hair, you're going to get sick. You're going to catch a cold. You're going to come inside with the sniffles.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Speaking of case studies, I swam, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week for how many years? Almost a decade. Always had wet hair. Rarely got sick. So no. And I grew up in Northern California in an outdoor pool, sometimes 41-degree weather. Hair wet, went to school, fine.
It was California, so it's not like you're a polar bear.
Jeff, I think we lost
Wait, we're from Chicago, Sam.
Yeah. And guess what? When I go outside in Chicago without a jacket and I'm wet, sniffles.
It's more frostbite, but same.
Nope. All right, coming up on DBL, is it becoming more common for a woman to propose to her male partner? We're going to talk all about that next.
Leading up to Labor Day, many pro-union groups and politicians were posting about unions, claiming support for them is at historic highs. They're referring to a recent Gallup poll, which shows 71% of Americans approve of labor unions. It's the highest percentage since 1965. But is that support for unions translating into an increase in actual union membership? Let's verify. Our sources, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Harvard Business School, and Nelson Lichtenstein, a labor historian at UC Santa Barbara. Since 1983, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has tracked what percentage of American workers are in a union. And in 2021, it was 10.3%. That's actually an all-time low. It did slightly increase in 2020, but that was because when COVID hit and layoffs ensued, they disproportionately affected non-union workers, whereas a higher percentage of unionized workers kept their jobs. When the recovery began and non-union workers returned, the percentage went back down. Harvard has data going back even further, which shows a membership peak of more than 30% in the early 60s, but it's been steadily declining ever since. So we can verify, no, an increase in support for unions has not translated into an increase in union membership. Labor historian Nelson Lichtenstein says that's not surprising.
There is no correlation between popular support for unionism and the actual growth of unions.
He says in the mid-20th century, it was generally accepted that the preeminent industries of the time, like automaking, were almost entirely unionized. But over time, membership declined for a variety of reasons. And now in today's biggest industries like tech, there's no cultural expectation of organized labor. That is changing in some sectors, though, where unions have formed at companies like Starbucks and Amazon. But whether that movement will spread further and increase overall union membership for the long haul remains to be seen. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Welcome back. We're still talking about the pool situation and the wet hair. Okay, when a man and woman are dating, is it ever okay for the woman to propose? Well, that's what one woman is asking on the social media site Reddit, writing, quote, "Would I be taking away his moment if I proposed to him?" Obviously, we're talking about heteronormative relationships, but he has always said he wanted to propose and he wants it to be perfect. The act of proposing is a big deal for him, but being married to him is what matters to me. So we, of course, want to ask our viewers. Go to dblvote.com. Let us know who should propose, the man or the woman. Again, heteronormative relationships. Would it bother you if Erica has an opinion? Should I go to Erica?
Yes.
Go to Erica and then I have a thought.
Your man already told you what he wanted. So if you are going to take the moment that he said was important to him, then that's kind of also an indication of how this marriage or relationship is going to go. He already told you, like, what else do you need to know?
What about generally speaking?
I mean, for me, I need the proposal from the man. I'm not proposing to anybody, but I think you should know your partner. And if your partner is somebody who you know will be down for that, then that's all that really matters. But a lot of women will do this and their partners aren't down for it, and the partner becomes embarrassed about it, and it becomes a big issue.
It's a little emasculating, isn't it? In a way, maybe I'm just old school. And again, we're talking about heteronormative. There you go. Yeah, we're talking about that. And but yeah, I would feel a little emasculated if my wife got down on one knee, and I'd be like, "What is happening?"
It would be strange.
You know, it would be strange for me.
What would you do?
I'd be like, "What's happening?" Yeah, like, are you proposing to me?
Does your knee hurt?
Yeah, are you all right? I would be like,
You would be bummed out.
I would be. I would feel like, emasculated. I would.
I mean,
that's
super honest. You know, for me, it wouldn't be the emasculation. It's kind of a combination. But what both you guys said. For me, if I was going to ask somebody to marry me, I would want to make sure all my ducks were in a row financially. And if I'm saying I'm waiting to propose to you, it's probably because like that picture has not been done painted. So like if they said, "Will you marry me?" I'd be like, "Oh my, I only got her." Sure, I guess. Like I think financially, I would.
That's not what you want to hear.
I know, but I would.
Will you marry me? Sure, I guess.
I'm like, no, because I'm trying to do math in my head. Like, do I have enough? What do they say? No romance. Talking about old school sayings. No romance before finance. Or yeah, I said that right. Yeah, I think.
Never heard that.
Yes, you should have your money together before you take somebody as a life partner.
But that's not a saying.
Yes, it is.
It's smart.
No romance
it
before
truly
your
is a
finance.
saying.
I've heard that.
Yes.
Okay. But it's smart.
But and that just goes to show you, it's like if you're talking about a heteronormative relationship, that it really is. It's about your partner. It's not about what social media is saying, because some men would be 100% cool with that.
Know your partner.
But listen when they tell you, girl, he told you.
Yep. Okay, so our question apparently is not posed correctly. So the question again is, will you repeat it to me, please? Who should propose, the man or the woman? The man, 73% of you believe, 27% of you believe the woman should propose.
Oh,
Okay.
I think we'll
be right
see
back.
that change.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere on September 12th with the one and only Jerry Springer.
My wife is saying now they should start chanting your address so you know how to get home.
The talk show legend will be joining us live on the panel as our special guest co-host. Don't miss a day with Jerry.
Jerry.
September 12th and 13th on DBL.
The U.S. Department of Education could have its application for student loan forgiveness up and running within the next few weeks. But there are a few steps to take now. Let's connect the dots. You can receive up to $10,000 if you didn't receive a Pell Grant, which is a type of aid available to low-income undergraduate students. And if you did get the grant, you can get up to $20,000. According to officials, borrowers may start to see their balances reduced or eliminated by the end of the year. So what steps can you take now to get ready for the changes? First, make sure you qualify based on income. The relief will be limited to borrowers who make less than $125,000 per year, or married couples earning less than $250,000. Education leaders also say be sure to gather your records. It's not exactly clear what the application for student loan forgiveness will look like, but it's a good idea to have relevant information on hand. Last but not least, stay up to date with the process. You can do so by visiting the Education Department's website. And remember, once the application opens, you'll have until December 31st of next year to fill them out. And that's connecting the dots.
President Biden just announced a plan to cancel up to $20,000 in student debt for some people. When critics attacked the plan, the White House responded on Twitter by pointing out some of those critics had gotten even larger loans forgiven by the government. Those loans weren't student loans, they were Paycheck Protection Program loans. The PPP was created during the early stages of the pandemic to provide business owners with cash so they wouldn't have to lay off workers. According to the Treasury Department, as long as the loans were used to cover payroll, they could be, and often have been, forgiven. Recently, many people have claimed that the average forgiven PPP loan was much larger than the 10 to 20 grand in forgiveness that many students are now receiving. This tweet from Senator Bernie Sanders says the average amount of debt forgiveness to businesses was more than $95,000. So let's verify. Is the average amount forgiven for PPP loans greater than $20,000? Our sources, the Small Business Administration, the Department of Education, and the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee. That committee is a government agency tasked with tracking how pandemic relief funds get used. Out of a total 11.5 million PPP loans, more than 10 million were fully or partially forgiven. And the agency calculated that the average amount forgiven was $72,500. So where did Sanders get the 95,000 figure? Well, that was the average as of last year, when only about 4 million loans had been forgiven. Since then, millions of smaller loans have been processed, bringing the average down, according to the Small Business Administration. But when it comes to student loans, the max most people can get forgiven under Biden's plan is 20 grand. So even with the lower 72 grand figure for PPP loans, we can verify, yes, the average amount forgiven for PPP loans is greater than $20,000. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Welcome back. I didn't want to give it away earlier, but Jeff, take it away.
So I just want to wish our son Leighton a happy 4th birthday.
Yes.
We love you, baby boy. I can't believe he's 4. I mean, he's a DBL baby.
I remember when we were all at the wall guessing his gender.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
With the egg, yes. I'm glad you had to clarify that because you just tapped on the top of your head with no explanation. Okay. We did an egg reveal.
We love you, baby boy. We love you.
Happy birthday, Leighton.
Happy birthday.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
No time to run, no games. Your time has come today. Just stopping by and say, we're taking over. We're made for this. We're taking over. You know what time it is. We're taking over. We're made to win.
DBL is all new every day.
Say what we made for. We're made for this.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
An anchor has a stroke on live TV.
I'm sorry, something is going on with me this morning.
The warning signs she noticed immediately right before it happened. Are family dinners a thing of the past? A new survey reveals why people are spending less time around the table together. Drama between the Don't Worry Darling cast at the Venice Film Festival. Did Harry Styles really spit on Chris Pine? Plus, Brendan Fraser's emotional standing ovation. And debunking common myths, from using the hair of the dog for hangovers to eating carrots to help with eyesight. Is there any truth to these old wives' tales?
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. We hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. In fact, we have some new time zones. We've switched different markets. So to any new viewers out there, welcome. I hope that they get to learn like the good, the bad, and the ugly of us.
I don't think we have a choice.
Well, that welcome was kind of,
yeah.
What?
I don't know. You're like,
flat.
welcome.
Welcome. I'm trying to be natural. Welcome.
It sounded like the House of Horrors that you were entering.
Well, you know, that's right up my brand. That's right up my alley. Okay, so I want to hear about everybody's Labor Day weekends. Let's start with you, Jeff.
It was a long weekend. I had my brother-in-law in town, so wow, it was a long. But
I love your brother-in-law, by the way.
To an extent. But yeah, we had a foam party going on in our neighborhood.
me?
Yeah, this is at 9:30 in the morning, mind you. Yeah, and I didn't even go. I sent my representative there. I sent Peyton there. Yeah.
What are you in Cabo?
Listen, it's every weekend in our neighborhood. It's out of control at this point. I have to lock myself in and not answer the door anymore. Because
awesome.
It's like one person comes, then two, fire up the grill. 2 a.m.
Yeah.
What?
But yeah, we have fun. There's so many kids in our little neighborhood. It's a wonderful thing. I'm just exhausted from the weekend, but so much fun.
A foam party. Can you beat that, Erica?
I can't, but I'm also the city girl. I'm the Denver girl, and then Jeff, you know.
That's how we do it in the burbs.
Yeah, in the burbs. But my brother and sister-in-law were in town from Washington State, and so my nieces were in town, and their birthdays are super close together, but so is our goddaughters. So we had a little celebration,
Erica.
1, 2, and 4, little Charlotte, Evelyn, and Stella.
Oh my God.
So Charlotte is my husband's former colleague and my really great friend. We introduced them. They got married. Now they have this baby, and we are the godparents. So
Cupid.
yeah. So this was a culmination of everybody being in town, which we don't get very often.
That is so cool.
And also, are cupcakes bigger than they used to be when we were kids? Do you see how big those cupcakes were?
Yeah.
I think we got
That's the way to go, though. Forget a cake. Eat individual
We did
cupcakes.
both. We did both.
Of course you did.
Like a party at Sam's house is pizza. A party at Erica Cobb's house is like catered. Excellence.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's because of the no kids thing. You know,
What about you, Al?
I should have gone first because my picture is going to be super depressing.
What'd
compared
you do?
to every once a month I rent a hotel room and I just write for like 2-3 days in a row. I'm getting ready for another stand-up special, so I'm working on that, and I have I'm writing another book about hip hop and its effect on culture and marketing and influence. So I was just on chapter 1, and I looked and I was at 158 pages. But that's me, just my sad salad bowl. That was I had just written that. I did that in about, I don't know, 24 hours.
Picture of
What's that?
page 27, 158.
I took a picture because that was supposed to be episode 1 of the podcast, and I was like, this is way too long. So I have to restructure some things, but it was a good weekend.
I want to know how Michael Dean restructured. What is this? When he got the picture this morning.
Well, you know, the
27.
it wasn't your phone party. You know, that's what I said.
We were way more productive.
Yeah, I was going to say, how unproductive do you feel after seeing that? I feel super unproductive.
Why? What did you do?
Yeah.
We did a staycation. So we started out by going to the Wings Over the Rockies. I think that's how you say it. Museum. Yep. Lots of cool B-52s and other cool. Al, don't you dare close your eyes. That's so rude.
Sam, I did not.
Sophie, we dressed. We started Halloween.
Nice.
So we started the Halloween festivities. Scare season has officially begun.
Excuse me?
Yes, we did.
What do you mean you started Halloween?
We started the Halloween
It's not
season.
dinner. What do you mean you started
We
it?
begun. We have not officially begun decorating, but we pulled out some of the decorations. We pulled out costumes for the kids. I made masks for the kids.
It's
Black
September.
nails next week. It's all beginning.
Yeah. Halloween is Sam's holiday. Let her have it. Stop. Why are you trying to?
Because it's September, Erica.
And next month is October.
No one is arguing that. I'm saying this is her chance to really jump on October. I don't know.
I'm not done.
Okay.
So we also did the pool. It was the last day of the pool season. You're not even looking at me. And then finally, my favorite thing is we took it up to the farm. Let's roll it.
No. Oh, the kids seem to love it, being chased.
It's cute.
Everyone's so Oh my God, I loved it. Those are my misfits. Like, I could hang out with those misfits every single day, but this is the last day of the farm, too.
All right.
So.
Way to mark the end of the summer with the sheep barking at you. I mean, I look back at my childhood, that was me too.
Okay.
Takes me back.
All right. So, speaking of the holiday weekend, a lot of people hit the roads this weekend, including Bravo host Andy Cohen. He shared his son Ben's complete meltdown he had on the ride back to New York City. Take a look.
Ben, you just watched Bob the Builder for 6 hours while I packed the car up. You can't want to watch more. We're going back to the city. You've been wanting to go back to the city. What? Okay, everyone. All right, vacation's over. I know it's been fun, but vacation's over, okay?
I totally get it.
Totally relate. I saw this over the weekend. I follow Andy Cohen. He's amazing. And I saw this. I'm like, totally relate. I should have wrote him something. He wouldn't have cared. But I mean, listen, everyone wants to pretend they're these perfect parents on Instagram and everything's all good and we go to the farm and some airplane museum. It's not always like that.
It's not. Do you know how many meltdowns we have?
Of course, that's totally normal. You get to a breaking point as a parent, right? As a husband, you need a break from everybody. From everybody. I need a break from the whole neighborhood. You know what I mean? I need a break from everybody.
I was sitting by myself having some pho. I love my pho. And there was a four-top, and it was two couples, and they had their kids with them. And you could tell they were just trying to connect. I was in Colorado Springs. They were just trying to connect and catch up as adults. And I felt terrible thinking it, but I was like, the kids are ruining their lunch. They were just, mommy, look. And it's like, it's very difficult for a parent. I have 3 kids. To just remember who you were and to remember what it is to have like a one-on-one conversation with somebody for a second and direct your energy. You love your kids. You give 98% of your time to your kids, but when they want that other 2%, it's not, you're not resentful, but you're also like, where is Sam in all this? Where's Jeff? Where's Erica? And you feel like you lose yourself a little bit.
That's why I said on Mother's Day, the one Mother's Day present that I would want, I have 2 kids, is to just be left alone.
Right.
Like, give me some time to myself. I love my kids. We devote all our weekends to our kids, but sometimes I just want to be alone, even if that means in the bathroom on the toilet.
Okay.
Like just sitting there, like with the lid closed.
Right.
Which I do all the time.
You're using it all wrong.
No, I know, but that's like my alone time. But to your point, every time we go on a vacation,
I can't visualize anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to get out of this.
I would say a lot of parents could visualize sitting in the bathroom, just not using the toilet, just sitting there like, I need 30 seconds.
Did you ever watch This Is 40?
Yes.
He goes in there to get quiet time. And when I watched that, I didn't have kids. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, I totally know what that guy's saying.
Yeah, sometimes you turn the shower on if you really need some time.
Yeah. And a vacation is not a vacation, it's just a trip with kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, people are like, how was your vacation? It was a trip.
Yeah.
It was not a vacation.
It's a good distinction.
Coming up on DBL, is this Brendan Fraser's big comeback? We're talking all about his emotional standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival. Plus, do you eat dinner as a family every night? Why gathering around the table together might not be as common anymore? And the terrifying moment an anchor started having a stroke on live TV, the warning sign she experienced right before it happened. Next.
Closed captioning provided by
Yeah.
Hello.
Sam, I will never. I wish I had heard you say that before because it's so real.
Remind me.
There's a vacation and then there's a trip with your kids.
Yep.
Because we talked about it before in terms of flying with your kids anywhere.
Even if it goes great, it's still terrible. It's like
horrible.
even because you're still like, please don't cry. We're 20
You're
minutes away.
agitated the entire time.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's funny because I have a friend, my friend Brett. We were writing over the weekend. He's like, "How are you?" And he doesn't have kids, and I was like, and I kind of vented as a parent. He goes, "How come all my friends that are parents say the same thing, but then they always follow it up with, but it's worth it."
Yeah, because they want you to join.
That's a funny. Yeah, it is like that.
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
so true.
It's a true statement.
But you get to a breaking point, and I even see it in my wife, right? Like the kids,
They glob on
they
her.
they love her. They love me too, but they love my wife. But they're always like on her. You know what I mean? And I could see her like, I'm like, listen, go upstairs or go to a class or go take a walk. I'll get the kids. So luckily we have two parents in our house that you can do that. You know what I
Isn't
mean?
that such
Being
a
a single
fair
mother,
point?
single father, it's like that's a lot. Hats off. That's a lot
you
of
know
work.
when you
Yeah.
have the kids here.
Right, they're
so
and my kids are older now.
yeah,
So
but
I have
you
3
know what
kids.
that's like, though.
Yeah, and just
How hard is it?
It's really hard because you want to now that there's a big age gap. I have a freshman in high school, sophomore in high school, and then a second grader. So the second
What
grader.
about 3 years ago?
Right. Yeah, they were. They're always kind of at these different phases, but all points lead through you. So it's like, Dad, will you check my homework?
Yep.
Dad, look what I drew. Dad, can I go here?
Yep.
That is all coming to the same
Dad,
nexus.
I'm hungry. Dad, can I have this?
And like, what are we doing tomorrow? And like, wait, how
Yeah.
am I going to get them to the beach if we only have 3?
Yep.
So there's a lot of pressure with being a parent, and then as soon as they get too old, you feel sad.
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere with the one and only Jerry Springer. Live on the panel as our special guest co-host, September 12th and 13th on DBL. Welcome back. A Tulsa, Oklahoma news anchor had a very scary thing happen to her live on air. She began to show symptoms of a stroke during the Saturday morning newscast. So a warning to our viewers, some of you may find this video disturbing. Take a look.
The Tulsa Air and Space Museum is hosting a launch today at the I'm sorry, something is going on with me this morning, and I apologize to everybody. Let's just go ahead and send it on over to meteorologist Annie Brown.
Wow, what a pro. The anchor named Julie Chin posted an update saying that she's okay. She says she suffered the beginnings of a stroke, but not a full stroke. She also shared that she had other symptoms, including losing partial vision in one eye and that her hand and arm had gone numb. Okay, first let's react to the video. Erica, we're on live TV. Look how she handled that. How scary, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, to be in one of the most vulnerable positions and have that happen, it is miraculous that she was able to send it over at all. But, gosh, like we say here all the time, like some things have happened. We've been doing this show for over 5 years, and things have happened where we're like, it's not in our control, So just having people that you can trust around you. I mean, I understand that numerous people called 911, so that was a great thing to get in on it early. So
some of the viewers also noticed the signs, and I guess we're trying to alert people within that studio that she was potentially having a stroke. What would you have done?
I actually, one of my aunties, she's now passed on, but my aunt Elnora, she had a stroke kind of in real time with my aunt that had taken her to the emergency room. They said, you're fine, sent her home, and she just like, that old school instinct was just like, no. And she said they were in the car, she was like thinking about making a U-turn, and then she started kind of, saying things that didn't make sense. And she didn't leave because her instincts. And I think this is 2 things that we can always rely on. One is knowing, the signs and being educated, but also like trusting your gut. I always tell my kids, especially my daughter, she's getting older and she's going to be in situations. I say, nobody on this planet has ever said I shouldn't have listened to my gut. That's, if something feels weird, even if it looks like, why am I leaving? Everything's fine. If something feels weird, if somebody's acting weird, if I'm like, Jeff seems off, I don't care if you got an issue, we're gonna go down, and if everything's fine at the hospital, egg on my face. But I like that everybody called, watching and in the studio, and she's here today, so shout out to them.
Yeah, not egg on your face either. I know you're in a vulnerable situation, like you said, but it's not about that. It's about your health at that moment.
And speaking of the signs, earlier we had our Dr. Coley comment on those signs. So let's take a look.
So FAST is the acronym that I want everybody to burn into their brains, because this could be life-saving for yourself or for somebody else. So F stands for facial drooping, facial numbness. So if you see one side of the face kind of sliding downwards, their eye drooping, it could be their chin, it could be the tongue deviating to one side, that's a sign of a stroke. A stands for arm weakness, and this could also be leg weakness, but also numbness, as we heard. S is for speech difficulty, so either trouble making speech or trouble understanding speech. And then T, the most important one, time. Call 911 right away. If it's a false alarm, that's better than missing something that could be a stroke.
Wow.
Yeah, I think, one, obviously, this is really great information. We talked about it a little bit more in depth because I was explaining that when I had a severe panic attack, I displayed all of those symptoms. But also, being an African-American woman, we're twice as likely to have a stroke. So, and the number one culprit is high blood pressure. So knowing what your levels and your labs and all of those things are so crucial. And we have a family friend who actually had a stroke this weekend, and it was, and she's a young woman, you know. So just being aware that some of us are more susceptible, that we stay ahead of it.
It could save your life. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hope she's okay, Erica.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Leading up to Labor Day, many pro-union groups and politicians were posting about unions, claiming support for them is at historic highs. They're referring to a recent Gallup poll, which shows 71% of Americans approve of labor unions. It's the highest percentage since 1965. But is that support for unions translating into an increase in actual union membership? Let's verify. Our sources, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Harvard Business School, and Nelson Lichtenstein, a labor historian at UC Santa Barbara. Since 1983, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has tracked what percentage of American workers are in a union. And in 2021, it was 10.3%. That's actually an all-time low. It did slightly increase in 2020, but that was because when COVID hit and layoffs ensued, they disproportionately affected non-union workers, whereas a higher percentage of unionized workers kept their jobs. When the recovery began and non-union workers returned, the percentage went back down. Harvard has data going back even further, which shows a membership peak of more than 30% in the early 60s, but it's been steadily declining ever since. So we can verify, no, an increase in support for unions has not translated into an increase in union membership. Labor historian Nelson Lichtenstein says that's not surprising.
There is no correlation between popular support for unionism and the actual growth of unions.
He says in the mid-20th century, it was generally accepted that the preeminent industries of the time, like automaking, were almost entirely unionized. But over time, membership declined for a variety of reasons. And now in today's biggest industries like tech, there's no cultural expectation of organized labor. That is changing in some sectors, though, where unions have formed at companies like Starbucks and Amazon. But whether that movement will spread further and increase overall union membership for the long haul remains to be seen. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Welcome back. Many families enjoyed eating together over the holiday weekend. Well, a new poll shows that 3 in 5 Americans want this to be the case more often. Most of the people surveyed, here's a survey for you, Jeff.
My fave.
They say that growing up, they ate dinner with their families about 4 times per week. But now the average for most families is only around 3 nights a week, if that. So this got us all thinking, how important is it to have a family dinner? Has it become a thing of the past? What would you say, Jeff?
All right, for our new viewers, I do not like surveys, okay? I'm just putting that out there. This one, actually, I don't mind because it's something that I want to practice more in my household. It has become a thing of the past. I think it's very important to sit down with my family, right, and kind of talk about what we did for the day. It sounds so cliche and like a movie in the 50s, but it's like, it's very important to me that we do things like that instead of like one's on their phone, one's outside, I'm eating, my wife's not around. It's like we need to connect. You know, we're so connected to our phones these days. We need to connect more as people, and that's part of what I want to do with my family.
Yeah, I think it also just brings forth the lost art of conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if we are on our devices, parents are included in this as well, whether we're watching the game or, you know, doing something else. It's something natural. If you're enjoying what you're watching, you don't want to stop even to eat. You know, you love your family. Then, no, I love them. It's fourth quarter. But I think just stopping and being like, how was your day? And when you get a fine, you're like, no, we're not going to do fine. What's going on? How's your teacher? Are you still having that thing with that girl at school? You guys are sitting together now. Like breaking and showing your kids how to discuss things with other adults that they are going to one day want to date, that they are one day going to interview with. This is going to be life. It's not going to be looking at videos on Snapchat. I feel like I'm 1,000.
Me too, but you're right. I agree with everything you said.
To speak to people.
I love that.
Yeah, you're modeling behavior.
Absolutely.
And I know for me, I want that so badly. It's really hard right now so Miles is 2.5. He'll barely sit in his high chair for like 20 minutes. So it's tough right now, but my goal eventually is to have more family dinners. Because every time we try and do a family dinner, it'll start off like for 5 minutes really cool, and I'll try and bring up conversations, which is always like pulling teeth with Sophie. So we do petals and thorns. Thorns is a bad thing. Don't make fun of me. Petals is a good thing.
I love this.
But then Miles starts to freak out, and then the whole dinner is over, and it ends up being a disaster every single time. So the concept seems nice. It doesn't execute easily in my household.
Right.
I hope one day we can get there, and I see a smirk on your face.
I did a movie recently, and that was a line in there. I'm like, what the hell does this mean? And they're like, petals and thorns. We have to sit around the dinner table, one petal and one thorn, and it was in the script. And I was like, what is this? And you just said that. I was like, that's hilarious.
I still don't know. What does that mean?
So one,
you say
the
something
good and the bad.
that happened,
Right.
and then something bad that happened, and it's a conversation starter.
And it'll normalize a kid coming to you saying, hey mom, I made a mistake. Because I'll start saying, I had a big thorn today. I said this to dad, and that was wrong. So it normalizes them hopefully coming to you saying, hey mom, I did something bad on the playground.
Oh, I would have never.
Well, we had, as I mentioned, our nieces, my brother and sister-in-law, and they're basically digital nomads, so they work from home. No, seriously, that's the thing.
I like that you described it that way.
Yeah, so they do family dinners. We grew up with family dinners. We had to sit down. There was no distractions, nothing, every night. So my brother and my sister-in-law have implemented that, and now the 4-year-old, we were going to like dig in, and she was like, no, Grace. Aww. So she said Grace. I don't really know what she said. She was like saying it. She was, and this and that, and then at the end, we're all holding hands, and she goes, now breathe in. Because apparently someone said grace and said amen at the end, but she heard breathe in, and now it's breathe in. We all do
that was so special.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I can just imagine your dad Roosevelt growing up. No, everybody sit down.
Oh yeah, no, there was no. Yeah,
I couldn't even imagine.
No, nothing. We didn't have cell phones, but there definitely wasn't TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. Coming up on DBL, did Harry Styles really spit on Chris Pine at their movie premiere? We're breaking down all the drama. Plus, Brendan Fraser gets praised for his big comeback role. How he got moved to tears at the premiere.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere on September 12th with the one and only Jerry Springer.
My wife is saying now they should start chanting your address so you know how to get home.
The talk show legend will be joining us live on the panel as our special guest co-host. Don't miss a day with Jerry.
Jerry.
September 12th and 13th on DBL.
The U.S. Department of Education could have its application for student loan forgiveness up and running within the next few weeks. But there are a few steps to take now. Let's connect the dots. You can receive up to $10,000 if you didn't receive a Pell Grant, which is a type of aid available to low-income undergraduate students. And if you did get the grant, you can get up to $20,000. According to officials, borrowers may start to see their balances reduced or eliminated by the end of the year. So what steps can you take now to get ready for the changes? First, make sure you qualify based on income. The relief will be limited to borrowers who make less than $125,000 per year, or married couples earning less than $250,000. Education leaders also say be sure to gather your records. It's not exactly clear what the application for student loan forgiveness will look like, but it's a good idea to have relevant information on hand. Last but not least, stay up to date with the process. You can do so by visiting the Education Department's website. And remember, once the application opens, you'll have until December 31st of next year to fill them out. And that's connecting the dots.
President Biden just announced a plan to cancel up to $20,000 in student debt for some people. When critics attacked the plan, the White House responded on Twitter by pointing out some of those critics had gotten even larger loans forgiven by the government. Those loans weren't student loans, they were Paycheck Protection Program loans. The PPP was created during the early stages of the pandemic to provide business owners with cash so they wouldn't have to lay off workers. According to the Treasury Department, as long as the loans were used to cover payroll, they could be, and often have been, forgiven. Recently, many people have claimed that the average forgiven PPP loan was much larger than the 10 to 20 grand in forgiveness that many students are now receiving. This tweet from Senator Bernie Sanders says the average amount of debt forgiveness to businesses was more than $95,000. So let's verify. Is the average amount forgiven for PPP loans greater than $20,000? Our sources, the Small Business Administration, the Department of Education, and the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee. That committee is a government agency tasked with tracking how pandemic relief funds get used. Out of a total 11.5 million PPP loans, more than 10 million were fully or partially forgiven. And the agency calculated that the average amount forgiven was $72,500. So where did Sanders get the 95,000 figure? Well, that was the average as of last year, when only about 4 million loans had been forgiven. Since then, millions of smaller loans have been processed, bringing the average down, according to the Small Business Administration. But when it comes to student loans, the max most people can get forgiven under Biden's plan is 20 grand. So even with the lower 72 grand figure for PPP loans, we can verify, yes, the average amount forgiven for PPP loans is greater than $20,000. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
No games, your time's come today to stop by. We're taking over. We're made for this. We're taking over. You know what time it is. We're taking over. We're made to win.
DBL is all new every day.
Say what we made for. We're made for this.
6 seasons. What?
Yes.
That's crazy. Like we were just talking, I don't want to give it away, so maybe we'll save it for later, but just how old our kids are.
Right.
I'm going to sit on this very mysterious thing that's happening.
Something to do with your child and their age changing.
And once a year it happens. I don't know. Stick around.
Okay. Leave me alone. We do have some comments in regard to family dinners. Miss Butterscotch says, we used to do this every Sunday after church. Real Royalty says, love family style dinners, but not always realistic due to schedules. That's something we didn't bring up, a gig economy.
Very true.
It's tough for a lot of
Very
families,
true.
even if they wanted to do it, they physically can't. Yeah. So thank you for your feedback as always. If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here is what's ahead. Does sitting too close to the TV really ruin your eyesight? We're talking about some of the most common wives' tales. Are they fact or just folklore? Plus, was there really drama between the Don't Worry Darling cast at the Venice Film Festival? We're breaking down all the awkward moments.
Verify viewers are always on the lookout for the next potential scam, and we love when you ask us about suspicious claims and requests, like Karen did. She received this letter that claims to be from the federal government that asks her to answer questions about her passport. So Karen, let's verify. Is this passport survey from the U.S. Department of State legit? Our sources are the State Department, the Office of Management and Budget, and the U.S. Government Accountability Office. The State Department is responsible for issuing passports to Americans. Every month, the agency mails a letter, like this and the one received by Karen, to 35,000 addresses nationwide, inviting them to take part in a survey about passport demand. The survey asks questions about whether anyone in the home has a passport or will need one in the next few years. The State Department says it then uses this data to know when it needs to hire more people, build more infrastructure, and add resources to issue passports. So, yes, this passport survey from the U.S. Department of State is legit. The department says it may also call people who don't respond to the letter. So, how can you spot a potential passport survey scam? The State Department will never ask for personally identifiable information like your name, address, or passport number. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. To some of our new viewers out there, because we've switched up a lot of different markets, welcome. Is that a better welcome? Welcome. You're welcome. What's up?
That was a little Moana. Yeah, I like that. I like that, yeah.
Yes, The Rock. Okay, so the movie Don't Worry Darling is stirring up some drama behind the scenes. Director Olivia Wilde posed on the red carpet with the cast, including her boyfriend Harry Styles, at the Venice Film Festival this weekend. Now, during a press event, Olivia downplayed the alleged feud between her and her co-star Florence Pugh as, quote, tabloid gossip. But everyone is talking about Harry Styles and whether he spat on co-star Chris Pine. It happened when Harry walked into the theater to sit next to Chris. Some say he spat on him. Here it is again. Slow down, okay? Also, notice Chris's reaction right after the alleged spit. Some people on Twitter noticed this woman capturing the moment with her phone and are calling for her to release her footage. Chris's rep told People magazine that Harry did not spit on Chris, and there's nothing but respect between them. This story has run wild, Jeff, all over Twitter. Everyone thinks he did spit on him. What is your theory?
I've been back and forth like the JFK assassination.
Right.
So I'm still working through it. He definitely spit something on him. Okay, whether it was intentional or was an inside joke is still what I'm breaking down. To me, it looked like an inside joke because you see Chris Pine clapping if you want to replay it, and then he looks down like something hit him, but then he laughs like maybe during the movie they had this little inside joke and they became friends with it. But it seems like Chris Pine is fine with it. I'm not trying to add fuel to the fire, but he definitely did something that made him react to that.
See, I didn't see fine with it because what I saw was the clapping and then the stop. And then that pause that everybody that has something to lose in their life, even if it's just your dignity, because you know if you go with option A, your original option, there's going to be some police paperwork involved in about 40 minutes. So you're like, I don't want to do that. So he stops clapping and he kind of leans back and goes, I cannot believe you just did that. We're going to have a good night. And that's what I saw him lean back and kind of just
opposite take.
But Jeff, I started thinking, you've sat next to me a lot, 6 years. Has there ever been an incident where you thought that I spit on you?
That's true, but it might be something weird like we could look at each other and know what you know what I mean? So it might be something weird like that that doesn't involve spitting, but it's weird. I'm with you on that.
It was an accident, Erica. Like maybe he was chewing sunflower seeds and he wanted to get rid of the shell.
Right before he shut the door on the pickup truck and rolled out? Like
sunflower seeds, Sam?
You say chewing tobacco? Like what if it was just an accident, Erica?
It just didn't come across. Something happened.
Yeah.
And I don't like I'd like to go back to don't pour water on my leg and tell me it's raining, okay? Something
literally
happened.
happening in this case. Yeah.
Yes. So the idea that if it were an inside joke, why not just be like, hey, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Like when people look at our body language or whatever, they'll be like, oh, well, they're definitely mad at each other. But really, it could be something totally different because we know each other that well. So I think something happened. They should have just said, like, they really, they're friends. Something happened. It was an inside joke between the two of them. Nothing happened at all.
You don't believe the PR spin?
No, I don't. I don't like that.
Right.
Just say something happened.
PR shouldn't come into it. If there was an issue, you and I would just post an Instagram video like, we are cool, this is my girl forever, Erica's my sister, watch DBL every day. You wouldn't.
Yeah, but girl forever.
Yeah. But think about the
That's how it would go down.
Think about the PR spin.
Right.
Look, we're talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Now they're talking about her movie. So was it a stunt?
Oh, didn't even
there he
think
goes with the
about that.
JFK.
Wow.
Yeah,
There wasn't enough drama happening behind the scenes with this.
I don't know if it would have made our top 5.
I mean, there was being served while she was talking about the movie by her ex-husband, and then the whole conspiracy that there's something going on between her and Florence. Like there was enough going on in that. Plus, can we talk about that yellow dress? Because her red carpet look
We're
was
not going to talk about that collar?
on point. Well, I want to talk positivity.
Okay.
Beautiful. She looks stunning, as she always does. Okay, so we got to talk about Brendan Fraser, speaking of the red carpet. So he returned to the red carpet at the Venice Film Festival for the premiere of his new film, The Whale. So Brendan received, you guys, get this, a 6-minute standing ovation after the film. He was then encouraged by the film's director to move to the aisle to take a bow. Clearly, he was overcome with emotion and tears. Brendan plays a reclusive 600-pound professor in the movie, which is his first major role in 20 years. What do you think about his comeback? And then I'll give you some reasons on why. Erica, you're the comeback queen. I'll give you some reasons why he took a break from Hollywood. But what do you think about his comeback?
Yes, Erica Cobb, certified comeback queen. I think when you're introduced, especially when we're talking about media and Hollywood, like we knew Brendan Fraser as this like heartthrob, and then all of these things happen. He spoke about it, but we didn't see him for a very long time. For him to come back on his own terms or come back at all, especially not being the same person that we were introduced to over 20 years ago, is so huge. I think when you're able to authentically own who you are and where you are, and that comes out in your art, it's very powerful. And I think that's the reason why people, gave him the standing ovation, and there was so much emotion behind it.
Yeah, that clip really got me. I mean, it really did, because you're talking about him leaving as a heartthrob and coming back. In your film, when you come back, it's called The Whale, and it's about you being overweight. The fear that it would do in this internet meme culture to come out. So just for him to even make the decision to do that movie must have just been soul churning. So then you do the movie comes out, you wonder how it's going to be received. And I feel like when he stepped in the aisle, you see him just overcome with human emotion. Because he promised, I'm sure he was just like, this might go badly. I'm trying to distance myself. But I think in this moment, he realized that this was the second half of his life.
Well, I think he related to this part, sadly, right? There's reasons why he became a recluse. His character's a recluse, but he also was too, right? He didn't show his face in 20 years. I know the facts too, but you could read off a couple of them. Yeah,
it's tragic, really. So in 2018, he told GQ that, number one, the physical demands of a lot of his movies, including The Mummy, was not only physically exhausting, but caused him some injury. But on top of all that, he stated that he was sexually assaulted back in 2003 by the president of the Hollywood Foreign Press. And after that moment, he became very depressed. Around that time, his mom died. And so he had this domino effect of trauma in his life, and then physical trauma from the movies, that he was just done. And he didn't want to have any piece of it anymore, according to him. But what I love about this is that it shows all the people rooting for him, because obviously he's a good person. In fact, The Rock says here, we have a tweet from The Rock. He said, quote, "He supported me coming into his Mummy Returns franchise for my very first ever role, which kicked off my Hollywood career, rooting for all your success, brother." Again, because he's a good person, people want to see him succeed. And I think that speaks volumes. That's all that should matter. Okay, so this is a story that a lot of you guys are talking about. I can't wait to see what you guys think. Julia Roberts and George Clooney admit that kissing on screen in their new movie was a bit of a struggle. So in Ticket to Paradise, the actor plays a divorced couple who band together to stop their daughter from getting married. Now, in real life, the two have become very good friends, for years actually. George told the New York Times his wife Amal wasn't impressed when he said it took 80 takes to film a kiss with Julia. Julia said 79 of those takes were them laughing and 1 of them kissing. How weird would this be to have to share a kiss? What?
Well, like, I was just thinking, you two, like, how would you feel?
That would be weird.
Okay, what about you two?
Yeah.
No, because we were talking earlier, and they got super uncomfortable when I mentioned them too.
Uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable.
Yes.
First of all, I am so bad with it that people will be like, "Yeah, so your hot co-host talking about Jeff or Al," and I'm like, "Who?" They're like, I'm like, "Oh yeah. I can see that, yeah, because I don't see it, but I see it, but I don't see it, because that's weird."
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird.
No, I totally get what you're saying, because we're like family, you know what I mean? So you don't think about making out with your sister, you know what I mean? So it's like thinking that and having to do that for like a movie. A movie's one thing, right? Like, if you don't know the person, it's fine, but it's like...
Well, you have experience on movies.
But I don't mind it if I don't know the person, but like, I feel like more comfortable kissing you than I would like them. I don't know why.
I'd rather kiss Erica than you two.
I don't know why that is.
it's so weird. And first of all, I know your husband, so I'm just like thinking, oh, Anthony's gonna kill me. I'm sorry, Anthony, this is my sister. You know, like there would be so many things going on. And I think, you know, Jeff, you've acted and had to kiss people, but at least there's no backstory. When you say we're family and brother and sister, we all moved here not knowing anybody, so we did every restaurants. Hey, where's the best place to go over to get a haircut? Like we communed here for years.
Like the same dentist.
Yes,
like
it's very weird. It's very codependent. I'm here for it.
Really quickly, I'm just curious, before you do a kissing scene, is it nerve-wracking?
I'm more worried about my lines. You know what I mean? So like the kiss is secondary, especially if you don't know them too. But it's not even the kiss, it's the weird things around the kiss. So you do your line or whatever and then you're gonna kiss. But if it got like, I'm touching your cheek or your ear, or like your hands hold in like an awkward way, then I'm thinking about like, oh my God, my hand just touched her butt a little bit. Is that okay? You know, it's not even so much the kiss, it's the other actions involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So honest.
Your recent movie, tell everybody. Your recent one.
The Inheritance, the Great Inheritance?
The Great Inheritance. Everybody.
Well, yeah, I should know that, but it was like a year ago. The Great Inheritance.
Yeah.
One with the thorn in the rose thing.
Oh, the
greatest inheritance. It's not just great, it's the greatest.
Yes. David, our stage manager, just corrected Jeff.
Yes. Hey, but I do remember my lines with the thorn in the rose.
You did, yeah. The Greatest Inheritance. Coming up.
But not just the title. I didn't remember the title.
DBL, is the hair of the dog really a good cure for a hangover? We're talking about some of the most common wives' tales next.
Closed captioning provided by
Hey, just stop by. We're taking over. We made all this. We're taking over. You know what time it is. We're taking over.
I haven't thought about it in a while. So they're laughing because I didn't know the name of the movie.
remember
But I was pretty close, The Great Inheritance.
Right.
If you Googled it, you'll get there.
Right, it's just like
it's the greatest.
Yeah, I don't remember the
it's a
Kevin Hart
job.
one. Do you remember the Kevin
35
Hart one?
and ticking.
35 and ticking.
Yes,
okay, I had a
Sam
small role in
plays-
35 and ticking. I
No,
played
there's no small roles. There's only small actors. You did a great job,
It was
Sam.
a good 3 minutes, and it was with Nicole Marie Parker and Kevin Hart.
Do you,
so
do
just
you
us
remember any
three.
of your lines? Because we're gonna have Jeff do his.
I was played a white trash bowling employee, and I don't remember my lines. I just remember it was really physical because like I was cleaning their shoes with that spray, and I like sprayed it on Nicole Marie Parker, and it became very physical. And then we got into an altercation, in scripted, not in real life. But no, it was really fun. It was, but I didn't remember the title, so I apologize. I don't remember the title either.
Okay, Jeff, let's do the thorn petal line or whatever.
Well, I was thinking, you were watching earlier in the show. So the thorn in the petal thing, the thorn was, so in the script, our mother died, right? So we all came together for the inheritance. That's what it's about.
The greatest inheritance.
The greatest inheritance. And so my thorn was our mother died, but our petal, I think it was thorn and rose in the script, now that I think about it, was, hey, I'm here with all of you, but we were like all holding hands. But I put myself in that moment. You know what I mean? So even when you're holding hands like with people, you're just like, it's weird, right? So it's
And you don't know how to come in.
But you're not. Your character's not weird, right? So you can't be weird. But really, that's what I think about.
And then you're like, is my hand sweaty?
Exactly,
That's everybody
totally.
at Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh, and like sometimes you see people do that, and you're like, oh, their hand's definitely sweaty.
Yeah.
And then now you have to act normal because you don't want them to feel bad. So you're like, hey.
But see, that's the thing about Thanksgiving, though, too. You got to be real careful about who you tell to say the prayer to. Because that mamma jamma can go on for 10 to 15 minutes, and it's severe. It's severe when everybody gets sweaty.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's so true, Erica.
Yeah, you got to...
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere with the one and only Jerry Springer. Live on the panel as our special guest co-host. September 12th and 13th on DBL. Welcome back to DBL. So did you know 1 in 5 people, so we're going to talk about old wives' tales here. 1 in 5 people believe that urine would help ease the pain of a jellyfish sting.
That's not true? How many jellyfish are you running into? I had a friend that got stung. But yes, but we did. That was not a thought.
So you never peed?
No,
I thought it was something in pneumonia for real.
Me too. No,
That's
it's
wrong?
fake news.
Is it?
Fake news. Yep.
What do? You just let it ride?
You go to the ER.
Huh.
But
How many people got peed on and they didn't need it?
We're going to unpack some other old wives' tales. And guys, I want you to know if you've heard of any of these or if you follow any of these yourself, okay? And please, to the viewers, write in as well. Sitting too close to the TV will ruin your eyesight. Eye doctors say there's no evidence that sitting right in front of the screen harms the sight of adults or children. Kids are more likely to sit closer to a TV or a book, but it's because their eyes can see better up close than adults can.
Interesting.
Oh, I always tell Sophie to back up from the TV.
But I was saying, don't a lot of people that work in like the graphic arts, they have glasses and take breaks because it is bad for their eyes?
Yeah, they put blue
Maybe
screen
it's
on.
the length of time that you're in front of the television. Just speculating. I have no idea.
All right, so we've all heard of, and I already got a reaction from Erica when we teased this, we've all heard of hair of the dog when you continue to drink the morning after a heavy night of drinking to cure any hangover symptoms. But experts say that this approach doesn't give the drinker any time to recover, and you'll probably have an even worse hangover when you do stop drinking.
Who's the expert? Because I have plenty of case study to support the fact that hair of the dog absolutely works.
It does not.
It does work. Fight me.
No,
It further dehydrates you.
Yeah, it further as a former drinker, you cannot do that because that's just gonna you drink till like noon and now you're just sleep for the rest of the day with your shoes on. No, then you have to stop. You have to stop at some point. It's called the night before.
No, you just have a michelada in the morning.
All right.
Just one. You don't have to have 10 of them. And then you're fine for the rest of the day. In fact, it helps you that next day.
Yes. People that are drinking in the morning are always responsible with the number of drinks.
Okay, this one is still followed by many. How about the 5-second rule? Eating food off the floor is safe if you do it for 5 seconds or less, they say. But sorry, scientists have busted this claim. A study found that bacteria spreads to food instantaneously once it hits the ground.
Duh.
Oh.
Duh.
Oh.
It was on the ground.
You wouldn't eat a delicious slice of pizza that fell in your own house?
No.
In your own house.
Does.
Yeah.
No.
I do too.
Yes. In my house, it's fine.
My house is totally fine.
Erica?
No. No, if it's on the ground, it's dirty.
In your
If you
own
do not-
house?
Yes, in your own house. Like, my germs are more special than anywhere
Well,
else.
it's not like you're at Wrigley Field. It's like if you're in your own house, it's all good.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You're the one that said you'd pick up a hot dog at Wrigley Field.
I probably would.
Ew.
Hey.
Okay.
Wow, everyone got disgusted with me.
I'm with it.
Okay, what about this one? I've heard this one a lot. Have you heard that eating carrots helps you see in the dark?
No.
Well, experts say this claim is a huge stretch. Carrots have vitamin A, which can be good for eye health, but that does not mean that they improve eyesight.
Huh.
Who needs to see in the dark anyways? Is it halo?
Yeah, that's not a saying. They help your eyesight,
Yes,
not seeing in the dark.
I agree with you 1,000%. I didn't know it was going to have the dark twist.
But then they just said vitamins help your eyesight.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
I thought it was eyesight. Me, I'm not the person.
No,
that did it.
the people.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, one more quick one. I'm told one more quick one. Here's a myth I know we've all heard of. Going outside with wet hair will make you sick. This isn't true, but yes, you're more likely to catch a cold in cooler weather. But you need to come in contact with a virus or a bad bacteria to actually get ill.
That's not true. Me and Chris fight about this all the time.
I was going to say, I fight with Chris about this all the time.
that's not true.
Yes.
What do you mean it's not
If you go outside with wet hair, you're going to get sick. You're going to catch a cold. You're going to come inside with the sniffles.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Speaking of case studies, I swam, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week for how many years? Almost a decade. Always had wet hair. Rarely got sick. So no. And I grew up in Northern California in an outdoor pool, sometimes 41-degree weather. Hair wet, went to school, fine.
It was California, so it's not like you're a polar bear.
Jeff, I think we lost.
Wait, we're from Chicago, Sam.
Yeah. And guess what? When I go outside in Chicago without a jacket and I'm wet, sniffles.
It's more frostbite, but same.
Nope. All right, coming up on DBL, is it becoming more common for a woman to propose to her male partner? We're going to talk all about that next.
Leading up to Labor Day, many pro-union groups and politicians were posting about unions, claiming support for them is at historic highs. They're referring to a recent Gallup poll, which shows 71% of Americans approve of labor unions. It's the highest percentage since 1965. But is that support for unions translating into an increase in actual union membership? Let's verify. Our sources, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Harvard Business School, and Nelson Lichtenstein, a labor historian at UC Santa Barbara. Since 1983, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has tracked what percentage of American workers are in a union. And in 2021, it was 10.3%. That's actually an all-time low. It did slightly increase in 2020, but that was because when COVID hit and layoffs ensued, they disproportionately affected non-union workers, whereas a higher percentage of unionized workers kept their jobs. When the recovery began and non-union workers returned, the percentage went back down. Harvard has data going back even further, which shows a membership peak of more than 30% in the early 60s, but it's been steadily declining ever since. So we can verify, no, an increase in support for unions has not translated into an increase in union membership. Labor historian Nelson Lichtenstein says that's not surprising.
There is no correlation between popular support for unionism and the actual growth of unions.
He says in the mid-20th century, it was generally accepted that the preeminent industries of the time, like automaking, were almost entirely unionized. But over time, membership declined for a variety of reasons. And now in today's biggest industries like tech, there's no cultural expectation of organized labor. That is changing in some sectors, though, where unions have formed at companies like Starbucks and Amazon. But whether that movement will spread further and increase overall union membership for the long haul remains to be seen. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Welcome back. We're still talking about the pool situation and the wet hair. Okay, when a man and women are dating, is it ever okay for the woman to propose? Well, that's what one woman is asking on the social media site Reddit, writing, quote, "Would I be taking away his moment if I proposed to him?" Obviously, we're talking about heteronormative relationships, but he has always said he wanted to propose and he wants it to be perfect. The act of proposing is a big deal for him, but being married to him is what matters to me. So we, of course, want to ask our viewers. Go to dblvote.com. Let us know who should propose, the man or the woman. Again, heteronormative relationships. Would it bother you if Erica has an opinion? Should I go to Erica?
Yes.
Go to Erica, and then I have a thought.
Your man already told you what he wanted. So if you are going to take the moment that he said was important to him, then that's kind of also an indication of how this marriage or relationship is going to go. He already told you, like, what else do you need to know?
What about generally speaking?
I mean, for me, I need the proposal from the man. I'm not proposing to anybody, but I think you should know your partner. And if your partner is somebody who you know will be down for that, then that's all that really matters. But a lot of women will do this and their partners aren't down for it, and the partner becomes embarrassed about it, and it becomes a big issue.
It's a little emasculating, isn't it? In a way, maybe I'm just old school. And again, we're talking about heteronormative. There you go. Yeah, we're talking about that. And but yeah, I would feel a little emasculated if my wife got down on one knee, and I'd be like, "What is happening?"
It would be strange.
You know, it would be strange for me.
What would you do?
I'd be like, "What's happening?" Yeah, like, are you proposing
Does your
to me?
knee hurt?
Yeah, are you all right? I would be like,
You would be bummed out.
I would be. I would feel like, emasculated. I would.
I mean,
that's
super honest. You know, for me, it wouldn't be the emasculation. It's kind of a combination of what both you guys said. For me, if I was going to ask somebody to marry me, I would want to make sure all my ducks were in a row financially. And if I'm saying I'm waiting to propose to you, it's probably because, like, that picture has not been done painted. So, like, if they said, "Will you marry me?" I'd be like, "Oh my, I only got her." Sure, I guess. Like, I think financially, I would.
That's not what you want to hear.
I know, but I would.
Will you marry me?
I guess.
Sure, I guess.
I'm like, no, because I'm trying to do math in my head. Like, do I have enough? What do they say? No romance. Talking about old school sayings. No romance before finance. Or yeah, I said that right. Yeah, I think.
Never heard that.
Yes, you should have your money together before you take somebody as a life partner.
But that's not a saying.
Yes, it is.
It's smart.
No
No,
romance
it truly
before
is
your
a saying.
finance.
I've heard that.
Yes.
Okay. But it's smart.
But and that just goes to show you, it's like if you're talking about a heteronormative relationship, that it really is. It's about your partner. It's not about what social media is saying, because some men would be 100% cool with that.
Know your partner.
But listen when they tell you, girl, he told you.
Yep. Okay, so our question apparently is not posed correctly. So the question again is, will you repeat it to me, please? Who should propose, the man or the woman? The man, 73% of you believe, 27% of you believe the woman should propose.
Oh,
Okay.
I think we'll
be right
see
back.
that change.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
DBL is kicking off our season 6 premiere on September 12th with the one and only Jerry Springer.
My wife is saying now they should start chanting your address so you know how to get home.
The talk show legend will be joining us live on the panel as our special guest co-host. Don't miss a day with Jerry.
Jerry.
September 12th and 13th on DBL.
The U.S. Department of Education could have its application for student loan forgiveness up and running within the next few weeks. But there are a few steps to take now. Let's connect the dots. You can receive up to $10,000 if you didn't receive a Pell Grant, which is a type of aid available to low-income undergraduate students. And if you did get the grant, you can get up to $20,000. According to officials, borrowers may start to see their balances reduced or eliminated by the end of the year. So what steps can you take now to get ready for the changes? First, make sure you qualify based on income. The relief will be limited to borrowers who make less than $125,000 per year, or married couples earning less than $250,000. Education leaders also say be sure to gather your records. It's not exactly clear what the application for student loan forgiveness will look like, but it's a good idea to have relevant information on hand. Last but not least, stay up to date with the process. You can do so by visiting the Education Department's website. And remember, once the application opens, you'll have until December 31st of next year to fill them out. And that's connecting the dots.
President Biden just announced a plan to cancel up to $20,000 in student debt for some people. When critics attacked the plan, the White House responded on Twitter by pointing out some of those critics had gotten even larger loans forgiven by the government. Those loans weren't student loans, they were Paycheck Protection Program loans. The PPP was created during the early stages of the pandemic to provide business owners with cash so they wouldn't have to lay off workers. According to the Treasury Department, as long as the loans were used to cover payroll, they could be, and often have been, forgiven. Recently, many people have claimed that the average forgiven PPP loan was much larger than the 10 to 20 grand in forgiveness that many students are now receiving. This tweet from Senator Bernie Sanders says the average amount of debt forgiveness to businesses was more than $95,000. So let's verify. Is the average amount forgiven for PPP loans greater than $20,000? Our sources, the Small Business Administration, the Department of Education, and the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee. That committee is a government agency tasked with tracking how pandemic relief funds get used. Out of a total 11.5 million PPP loans, more than 10 million were fully or partially forgiven. And the agency calculated that the average amount forgiven was $72,500. So where did Sanders get the 95,000 figure? Well, that was the average as of last year, when only about 4 million loans had been forgiven. Since then, millions of smaller loans have been processed, bringing the average down, according to the Small Business Administration. But when it comes to student loans, the max most people can get forgiven under Biden's plan is 20 grand. So even with the lower 72 grand figure for PPP loans, we can verify, yes, the average amount forgiven for PPP loans is greater than $20,000. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Welcome back. I didn't want to give it away earlier, but Jeff, take it away.
So I just want to wish our son Layton a happy 4th birthday. Yes. We love you, baby boy. I can't believe he's 4. I mean, he's a DBL baby.
I remember when we were all at the wall guessing his gender.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. With the egg, yes. I'm glad you had to clarify that because you just tapped on the top of your head with no explanation. Okay. We did an egg reveal.
We love you, baby boy. We love you.
Happy birthday, Layton.
Happy birthday.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities.